back, my fairies. I'm Matsurific, joined once again by the lovely Mama Wolf Meg.
Hi.
And also my good friend Dim.
Hello.
And it is time for the P3 route of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Hello, Emerald. Welcome. So, we get to see this from the Shadow Operative side this time, including Labras. And this route already assumes that you know who Sho and Minazuki are, because, well, you have to play the P4 route to unlock it. Hello, Garrett. Welcome. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in. Then after this is the Adachi one.
Yippee.
The death of everything, but also the beginning. People have filled the world, yet turned it into a void.
Oh yeah, this is Akutsuki's original voice.
The only hope of salvation
not used to
lies
that.
in ruin.
Did you work in a zoo? Because that's one huge pile of shit
Who?
you're pushing around. So, how'd that turn out for you, Dad? It doesn't matter now that you're dead as a doornail, does it?
Oh,
You wanted the world destroyed, huh? Isn't that right, you worthless pest? Fine, I'll do it. This shitty world with its shitty people and shitty lives will disappear, and I'll be the only thing left.
no.
I should
After
know that
all,
was coming
if
too.
the world
Grief.
has fallen into darkness, then the sun must rise. Just kidding.
What nonsense.
What?
These constructs can only remain active within my red fog. Even then, they can only do so for a limited amount of time. If you have time to waste with worthless sentiment, hurry up and complete your preparations.
Ha! You've got no sense of humor. Keep up your whining and I'll have to kill
Unalive.
you too.
Such impudence. Take them. They are your pawns.
They're pretty well made. Fine, I've got the power I borrowed from you too. So now there's no way I could lose.
Did you
Well
just...
then, time to make like a tree and turn over a new leaf or whatever.
Leo, did you just knock my game cartridge onto the floor?
Oh, no.
Why would you do that to Pokemon Scarlet? Here. It's up here.
Huh. A puppet version of a puppet. I'll make sure you get the job done this time.
Oh, and you switched to Minazuki. Minazuki's language is much better.
Now let's begin.
Jeez.
For the sake of his world.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Although imagine
First one,
seeing...
it,
imagine seeing that first, though.
no, thank you.
Let's see here. I'm pretty sure this is Labras, so... I gotta get back into Labras's voice here. May 5th, afternoon. I'm in the Shadow Operative's lab.
I finished going through Labras's personality module and
Yep.
control links.
Oh, no, I think this is Fuka, actually.
Oh.
Wait. Oh, no, yeah, so yeah, this would be Labras. So Fuka-san. Fuka-san's voice echoes through the machinery-lined room where she works as the operator. It seems that it'll be a little more time until she's finished with her work.
I knew we could count on you.
I'm sorry that I asked
I
you for
asked
such a big favor. Oh no, I couldn't possibly stand by after something so important happened. But, is it really all right for me to be doing this? Aren't you all part of some kind of police organization now? There's no need to be concerned. Even now that we've become the Shadow Operatives, this lab belongs solely to the Kirijo group.
It's fine, Fuka. The Shadow Operatives. Special unit under the direct supervision of the National Police Agency, organized to deal with supernatural causes that the normal police would be unable to respond to. In other words, cases dealing with shadows. This is one of the laboratories under the management of the Shadow Operatives. Oh, actually, this might be, I guess.
Maybe.
The purpose of this place is mainly to analyze evidence gathered in shadow-related cases, analysis of shadow matters for scientific understanding, and planning operations. Another objective is the maintenance, inspection, and service for anti-shadow weapons, such as myself. Since I'm a member of the Shadow Operatives, and I'm classified as a weapon due to my mechanical nature, periodically, so this is, I guess, Since I am a member of the Shadow Operatives, and am classified as a weapon due to my mechanical nature, I periodically undergo maintenance at this facility. Directly after the inauguration of the Shadow Operatives, Mitsuru-san had a state-of-the-art packing case prepared to transport me. However, the one slumbering within this case is my sister, Lapras, the 5th-generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, and our new comrade.
I finished investigating Labras's mobility systems. All I have to do now is reboot her OS and perform some final checks.
Thank you. How is she?
She'd sustained some heavy structural damage, so I was worried, but thankfully none were critical.
Since my sister had been forced to push herself far beyond her limit during the events of the other day, her entire body had taken serious damage. I'm glad that she's okay. Fuka-san's words caused me to sigh with relief.
I see. And what did you recover from her memory?
I'm sorry. I searched through it, but I found no records that would lead to finding the one behind what happened. If we want to pursue him any further, we'll have to wait for a report from intelligence, but it seems that will still take some time.
Not them assuming shows gender. It's like,
Right.
They don't know. It could be a woman. Could be someone non-binary.
I see.
Like Naoto?
Naoto's not non-binary. She's just gender non-conforming. She still identifies as female, but she doesn't conform to the societal standard of femininity.
Ah.
The culprit is someone capable of manipulating the data in my sister's memory. The possibility that they would make the mistake of leaving a trace leading to themselves is extremely low. Even when one knows the outcome, people often feel indignant when the last bit of hope is crushed. It's understandable. Our ability to find out who kidnapped my sister has been completely stymied.
Ugh. Then we have no clues to go on.
Don't be so hasty. We might get new leads from intelligence, right?
Ever since that attempted airplane hijacking, we've learned that the Public Safety Division has been making some disquieting moves. If we don't make a move soon, there's no telling what they'll do to take advantage of the situation. We have to find a lead before they do anything.
Though Akihiko-san has known Mitsuru-san for a long time, Mitsuru-san's expression remains stiff as he tries to console her. But that's only natural. The Shadow Operatives are still in a delicate position with regards to where we stand within the National Police Organization. As a seemingly suspicious group founded by an outsider and dealing with crimes outside the capabilities of the normal police force, we are often met with cold stares from the people who should be our fellow investigators when we're dispatched on cases. The logic of such actions eludes me, but I cannot pretend that they do not exist.
I understand how you feel, Mitsuru-san, but we must solve one problem at a time. That is why we have gathered here today.
You're right. I'm sorry. Please work with me here in reviewing what information we already know.
Mitsuru-san implores us for assistance. Our gathering here at the lab isn't just to hear about the results of Fuka-san's tests on my sister. We've come to share and review the information we have, to inspect the clues as closely as possible, to get closer to the culprit as quickly as possible.
The person behind this case first stole Lapras, the 5th-generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, while she was in transport.
Yes. The hijacking of the airplane you were on was a diversion used to conceal the theft of my sister, after which she was transported to Inaba.
Correct. The hijackers were subdued and captured, but we have reason to believe that their minds were under some kind of control.
Those who hijacked the airplane and transported the case had no memory of taking part in the crime. They did not recognize one another, had nothing in common, and were all ordinary citizens with no prior criminal records. They did, however, all claim in their testimonies that they saw red eyes. Though through their interrogations are still ongoing, it seems that it won't be long before they are released. With all these points taken into consideration, it becomes apparent that this is no ordinary crime.
The culprit waited until he arrived in Inaba to turn Labrys on and fiddle with her memory. And then he threw her into the TV world, right?
Where one's heart and memories manifest themselves. As a machine, Labrys was able to control these memories in great detail. In other words, the enemy used her in order to set a trap for us.
When we entered the television world in pursuit, we defeated her shadow and made indirect contact with the culprit.
That person revealed that his goal was to steal our personas by making us fight each other, which would weaken our hearts and turn our personas to shadows. Once he'd accomplished that, he would combine them all so we could have even more powerful shadows.
Everyone falls silent. The mysterious person's motive was to gather and unify shadows. This is all too similar to something that those of us gathered here will never forget.
Shuji Ikutsuki.
The culprit's speech pattern is consistent with Ikutsuki-san's mannerisms. His inability to use a persona matches him as well.
So I think this might actually be some... Because we were talking about before about how it's... Like, I wasn't sure how exactly they could tell that this person had something to do with Ikutsuki based on their speech. But I think this actually does make sense when you consider the fact that this game is in Japan. They're in Japan. Because in Japan, even though you're all speaking Japanese, there are different dialects of Japanese where, like, similar to Labrys, who speaks with a Kansai accent, Kansai dialect. So even though even though another Japanese person can understand her, the way that she speaks is kind of like someone talking all country, But it's not like an accent like a country accent. So I think that might be in reference to like Ikutsuki's the way that the Ikutsuki like whatever dialect he uses is probably a unique dialect, and that could be how Sho was speaking as well, aside from just the puns, because he didn't make any puns when he was controlling Labrys.
Right.
But now, throughout this game, he is only, like, he says a pun in, like, almost every sentence.
Oh boy. I'm looking forward to that.
But that's not possible!
That's right. We've confirmed Ikutsuki's death.
Or maybe there's someone out there besides Ikutsuki who still thinks the same way he did.
If so, then the world we strive for is still far away.
Mitsuru-san sounds as if she is in agony. Shuji Ikutsuki. 3 years ago, he became fascinated with the fall and tried to bring about the end of the world using shadows. To Mitsuru-san, he is also the adversary that robbed her of her precious father.
Yamagishi, when Labrys awakens, can you give her a summary of the case from 3 years ago? I'd like her to know what went on while she was sealed.
I understand.
Can't you just stick that data into her memory?
If we did that, it would just become a piece of data to her. She needs to be told about it in order for her mind to understand what happened.
She's human through and through, huh?
Also, I noticed something when I was checking
Just
her
like her
memories.
sister.
The makeup of Labrys's memory field is slightly different from Igus's. Besides the memory area that she normally accesses, there seems to be a sub-network of some sort. She has 2 memory networks? I think it was probably used to incorporate the feedback from her sibling units, but I still don't know for sure. That's why I believe it's safer to tell her in person.
All right, I'll let you tell her however you see fit. Regarding Ikutsuki, I'm pressuring staff to hurry and review the information, including the newly discovered quarantine server at Ergo Research. We never knew about the server in question before now, because it had been cut off from the group's network. It most likely has information that normally would have never left Ergo Research, such as data on top-secret experiments.
Ikutsuki-san could be involved in this case. Mitsuru-san's worry and irritation may be because she senses that possibility. We can all understand the pain she must be in.
By the way, what was the logic behind that whole midnight channel thing?
It's still unknown, but we'll have to send people to Inaba again. We're going to hold a meeting at headquarters tomorrow to discuss countermeasures.
That doesn't sound good. Suddenly,
Nope.
an alarm notifies us of an alarm that notifies us of abnormalities goes off and reverberates throughout the lab. Mitsuru-san quickly uses a nearby control panel to contact the staff within the facility.
What's going on?
The surveillance system detected a rise in shadow readings. It's currently stabilizing around a level 3 alert, located in that town of Inaba.
What?
Looks like he's shown up already. That saves us the trouble of having to puzzle this out.
Yu-san and his friends are in danger. Mitsuru-san, please give the order to dispatch us.
All right, we'll leave at once. Yamagishi, leave Labrys to Kikuno and accompany us.
I understand. Well then, I leave the rest to you, Kikuno-san.
Understood. Lady Mitsuru, everyone, please be careful.
One of Mitsuru-san's personal domestic assistants, or should I say maids, Kikuno-san answers. Kikuno-san and Mitsuru-san have a stronger bond than that of any ordinary servant and master, and she is another of the shadow operatives. Her words catch my attention for some reason. Please be careful. A very trivial expression of concern for our safety. Brushing it off as common courtesy would be simple, but I sense that she may be sensing something unusual regarding the situation that awaits us there. What could be causing this unease? Does Mitsuru-san know?
Oh, hold on, I guess.
As I am trying to decide on whether or not to look deeper into Mitsuru-san's state of mind, Fuka-san gets up from her operator's seat and beckons me over.
What is it? If we can put Labrys aside for a moment, are you going to be alright without having any maintenance done on you, I guess? What do you mean? I read the documents on your new equipment. At first I assumed it was referring to that large gun, but it's actually... that. True. There have been no tests confirming that it is capable of being used in an actual combat situation. But we face a powerful foe this time. Is it even possible? If even one thing were to go wrong...
Fuka-san's face clouds as she looks at me. I can't be confident that I'll be alright, and I'm unable to tell her a pleasant lie to calm her down. In any case, I only pray that a situation that requires me to use my new equipment never arises. Both of us are tense as we prepare to depart.
Milady, a change of clothes has been laid out in your car.
I see. Thank you.
I've also prepared Akihiko-san's favorite protein drink, and Fuka-san has been preparing a playlist suitable for a road trip in her room.
Huh?
That will be all, Kikuno.
Very well. Pardon me.
As expected from Kikuno-san, she is amazingly considerate as a personal assistant should be, but she can also be too thoughtful at times. We learned this for ourselves when she came to accept us as people who are precious to Mitsuru-san.
Let's start this over, shall we? Shadow operatives, let's mobilize!
Thanks to Kikuno-san, the tension in the air subsides a bit, but we cannot allow our attention to wander just now. Upon completing our preparations for departure, we immediately make our way to Inaba. What's that, monkey butt?
Why are we taking this car again, Mitsuru?
Akihiko-san grumbles
Why
from the
not?
back seat of the shadow operative's personal limousine. I'm not sure how to put this, but I find that his feelings are justified.
Don't question it, Akihiko. There was no time to prepare a vehicle with the same equipment. Speaking of appearances, are you gonna wear that again?
Sure. There's a chance that we'll have to fight after all. These clothes give me the flexibility I need.
Besides, you're wearing the same thing too.
Impressive, Akihiko-san. You never change.
Still,
Still, to think that the culprit would make a move so soon. We've completely lost the initiative.
Indeed, we need to begin taking measures right now. I only hope no danger comes to Narukami and his friends.
Mitsuru-san seems deeply agitated. During the car ride, she seemed distracted. At times, she would flip through the thick file in her lap, only to suddenly give an order to a subordinate, and at other times she would stare intently at her watch as if lost in thought. Her usual regal composure is gone.
Mitsuru-san, why don't we just ask them to cooperate with us?
I agree. They seem pretty strong.
No, they're still young. If I asked for their assistance, it would waste time better spent in school. Worse yet, it would put them in danger.
They want
I don't want anyone else to have to go through that anymore.
They want to help, though.
I understand how you feel, but they don't seem like the kind who'd listen. Well, we were the same way back then.
He's right. Mitsuru-san falls silent. It's likely not a mistake to think that the sudden spike in shadow activity this time is related to the events of a few days ago. It has become apparent to everyone that another dangerous battle is about to begin.
We have new information. Kikuno sent me a message. I tasked Kikuno with reviewing Ergo Research's quarantine server. But it seems new evidence has come to light regarding Ikutsuki, who we discussed in our earlier conversation. According to the report, it seems Ikutsuki was performing an experiment on his own in the lab directly after the explosion. It's unknown if this is related to our current mission, but there was a record of a plume of dust being used in the experiment.
A plume of dusk.
A plume of dusk, an object that blurs the line between matter and information, and is fitted into anti-shadow weapons like myself. It forms the core of our personality modules, and is what allows us to control personas, even though we are machines.
So, what are the details of this experiment? Nothing good, I bet.
Water break.
Ikutsuki was...
Oh. The limousine's engine roars, drowning out further conversation. It seems the road we are taking has begun to climb a steep hillside. As the car takes a winding road up the slope, I can look down through the window and see lush trees along the mountainside. For a moment, I thought I sensed a shadow reading. Could it have just been my imagination?
Yamagishi, tell me our current location.
One moment. I'm looking it up now. We're currently in Inaba Pass. We're almost at the target coordinates.
So is this one still also a robot?
What is this?
No, it's just Aegis and Labras.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Was that?
What's
But this art is cool.
What's happening? Driver, what's going on? Answer me!
It's just like during the hijacking.
Show.
On it! A barrier? Are we trapped?
To be continued.
And that is why you wear seatbelts, kids. Wear seatbelts, kids.
Yes. Although most people aren't going to be expecting that the driver of the car is going to be controlled by a crazy person.
Right.
Alright. Oh, yes, we finally get to see Yukari and Ken.
Here we go!
And Komaru.
Phoenix Rangers!
Featherman victory! So, you come to fight me, Featherman!
Merlion, the evil forces have fallen! Stop here!
How dare you oppose me? Minion Lynx, get them!
Turn that up a bit. It's Power Rangers.
Merlion,
Yeah.
prepare for justice.
Don't be so sure.
Everyone, I've had enough of this. Ultimate arrow! It's over.
Go, Feather Pink! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
Thank you very much.
Well done. That was really great. Can somebody get wardrobe, please? No, there was something. All right, well, I think that's a wrap.
Alright, and turn it back down now.
Let's take a 10-minute break.
When the director calls out, the tension in the area dies away. I make my way to the simple tent used as our break room and take a sip of my drink. My scenes for today are done.
I'm tired.
You're on a roll, Featherpink.
Huh? Do you think so?
The directors had nothing but good things to say, too. Looks like this will have a positive effect on your main job. Speaking of your next shoot.
My main job. My real job's supposed to be studying in college. Leo?
Off the TV stand, buddy.
Oh no. Licking the cables. Directly plugged into the wall.
Oh my goodness. No. No for a kitty.
My main job. Oh yeah. I wipe the sweat
Yeah,
from
right.
my brow as my manager excitedly tells me about the schedule for my next gig. I'd always had an interest in fashion, so I started taking modeling jobs as a way to earn some pocket money. It's pretty tough, since I'd had to do things like pose in the middle of winter in just a t-shirt, but thankfully I've been able to get a steady flow of commissions now. Trying to manage both classwork and my job as a model was already hard enough when my manager applied for an audition for a live-action show without my consent, claiming it should broaden my work horizons. When I mentioned I had practiced archery in high school, it really got their attention. It all made sense to me when I learned that Featherpink's weapon would be a bow and arrow, though. As a result, I ended up as the protector of Earth in a kids superhero show starting this year. While my acting work makes use of different expressions, and my modeling career lets me dress up in a lot of different clothing, it kind of makes me feel like I'm changing who I am, too. It's insanely busy, but it's fulfilling and fun. And yet...
What's wrong? Something troubling you?
Oh, not really.
I checked my cell phone, but Mitsuru-senpai still hasn't sent me a response. I have tomorrow off, so I emailed her asking if she'd like to spend some time with me and go shopping. She's been contacting me less and less often recently, and when she does, it's because of shadows. I'm one of the Shadow Operatives, a group established by Mitsuru-senpai. I understand that she wants us to be able to have normal lives, and she said that she wouldn't hesitate to ask for my help if she ever needed it. But it still seemed to me like she was taking everything on by herself. That attitude didn't satisfy me, so I forced her to add me to her team. However, unlike Aegis and the other official members, I'm part of a special unit that only gathers in emergencies, trusted with immediately subduing shadows by force. What did she call it? The auxiliary stuff? Something like that anyway. It's wonderful that there have been no situations that called for us to be dispatched, and even if something like that did arise, the official shadow operatives are all excellent. There's no need to worry with the likes of Akihiko-senpai and Aegis around, but...
Is it really that hard to just send back a reply? It's Golden Week, for God's sake.
What's this? Don't tell me you've got some boyfriend trouble.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that.
We normally talk when we see each other, so I've never doubted my friendship with her. Still, when things remain unsettled, it's unsatisfying. Maybe I have to get on her case about taking everything on all by herself again. Huh? There's something loud going on outside.
What? What's this helicopter doing here? Is there a helicopter in this shooting script?
Huh?
As the sun gets closer, the tense walls and roof begin to undulate with an intense wind. When I rush outside, I see the crew are all looking up and causing a commotion. When I look up, there's a black helicopter descending towards the ground, dangling with a rope ladder. The lady in the pilot seat sees me and gestures me towards the ladder. Oh! At that moment, it all becomes clear. I only know of one person who would do this.
I'm glad she came, but she's making too big of a scene.
I'm completely astounded by the utter absurdity of the situation. But before I know it, I'm already running towards the ladder. Alright, and now for Kenny-chan!
With Koromaru.
Yes!
Or
I love how that scene's called Yukari's Irritation.
yeah.
Alright, turn this up for Ken. Oh, look who's taking after Aki.
Man, you were amazing. Thanks for cheering for me. You're a real hit with the ladies. I'm gonna get going for today. Okay, you better be this good next time, too. Leave it to me.
Of course, they probably like him for how mature he is.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Aiden.
Hello. Everyone.
I'm home, Koromaru.
Does he know I haven't found Persona?
Yep. Persona 4 Arena. There's some time
That's
until
Lena.
dinner, so I decide to leave the dorm again with Koromaru. This Gekko-kan dormitory is where we live. It was briefly closed after Mitsuru-san and the others graduated. All the equipment from a few years ago was removed, of course. But with the increase of students at Gekko-kan, they decided to reopen the dorm. I applied for a room as soon as I heard. The reason I did is because of Koromaru. He had been in Aiga-san's care, but at this dorm, he'd be allowed to live with me. Also, to be honest, I felt that living here lets me stay close to my companions, who are fighting even now. Back then, everyone took turns walking Koromaru. Now it's my job. The path to the nearby Naganaki shrine is Koromaru's usual route. Koromaru is quite old for a dog, but as he trots along at his usual pace along our usual path, it makes me think for a moment that all the fighting back then was just a dream. Only when I'm watching Koromaru walk like this can I forget everything and feel a little at ease. We pass through the gateway at the entrance and step onto the shrine grounds. Hello, Cat and Price, welcome. We're doing good. Since it's nearly sundown, there's nobody but us at the serene grounds. I sit down on a bench inside of myself. Koromaru notices, though, and immediately rushes over to nuzzle my leg.
It's nothing, Koromaru.
Even while I'm saying it, I'm sure Koromaru can see through my words. I can't understand him in the way Aiga-san can, but even I can tell what Koromaru is thinking. I pet Koromaru as he looks up at me with a worried whine, and I put my hand in my pocket to pull out the Shadow Operative badge that Mitsuru-san had given me. Koromaru wears the same badge on his collar.
Even if she gave me this, I know it's just for show. I bet everyone else is working hard right now.
This morning I got a call from Sanada-san for the first time in a long while. Seems he'd just come back to Japan from a year-long training journey. Wandering the world? I knew he was the kind of person who would put himself through anything in order to get stronger. This is the sort of thing that you only hear about in stories. Sanada-san told me that he'd gone to see Mitsuru-san directly after his return to this country, but had been immediately dispatched to an emergency. He's currently busy with that, so he just said that he would tell me more about his trip some other time. I know that being a shadow operative must be tough, but he seems so excited when talking about them, so it's like I get these pent-up feelings inside.
I'm a member too, you know.
A member, yes, but only as part of a secondary unit that only gets called out in extreme situations. Being part of a special suppression unit has a cool ring to it that I like. But the official shadow operatives are each given a unique number. For example, Aigus-san is number 5. We don't have that. We're just auxiliary members. I haven't been called to action yet, and I doubt I ever will be until after I graduate high school. After all, I did promise Mitsuru-san that I would try to live out my childhood as much as I could.
I'm just for show, too.
In following that promise to try as much as I could, I have been acting like a child on the surface. An average middle school student studying, helping out with clubs, and even taking part in the student council. But I haven't officially joined any clubs, and the reason why is because I asked Mitsuru-san to call me for help if she ever needed me. I know that no organization or the police would be able to command an underage person, let alone someone in middle school. I'm only a shadow operative for show, and only a child for show. If this continues, I won't know when I'll ever be able to go back to who I really am.
Making my life my own is actually pretty hard. Sometimes I lose sight of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh, Kenny-chan.
Oh,
I think back...
Also, in case I'm like not talking, it's because I'm working on a paper right now.
No worries.
I'm just here chilling to try not to lose my mind.
I think back on the words that the person who saved my life left me. I thought I'd come to understand them sometime. But as time passed, other emotions began to rear their heads.
It's completely dark now. We should head back home, Koromaru.
Wonder if I'll be left behind like this. Would things actually be better if I just forgot about everything? But could I live with myself if I had the power to fight and did nothing with it? I've been thinking a lot about that. I stand up from the bench and look across the dark, quiet temple grounds. I won't reach an answer just by thinking about it. I know that. But at that moment... Koromaru suddenly barks at me. It's been a while since I heard him bark like this. He's been getting more and more mellow these days. What's the sound? Some rhythmic noise is approaching me from above. The wind becomes stronger and the trees around the temple begin to rustle. I look up to the sky and a bright light turns on high above. As my eyes adjust, I see a previously hidden black helicopter in the otherwise pitch black sky. It's like something out of a movie. Pitch black, even though it's the same color as when it picked up Yukari.
Yep.
As if to answer my doubts, a searchlight streams down, pinning shadows to the ground. Something's happened. It's my first thought. I don't know what, but for some reason, I sense elation rising up through my body.
Let's go, Koromaru.
Wait, how does Koromaru get up into the helicopter? That's what I always wondered.
Ken probably helps him. I grip my shadow operative badge tightly, then thrust it back into my pocket as I take a deep breath and run towards the helicopter.
Finally slams and then picks up Koromaru. Oh no.
Alright, now it's time for Labras. Oh, I guess we could do Junpei first, actually.
Junpei works first.
Yeah, then again, yeah, because he does pick up, like, in the middle of Labras's, so...
Mm-hmm.
So are some side games in Persona canon and some aren't? Like, is this canon to the story?
Yes, every Persona side game is canon. Even the Q games, which, you know, their memories are erased at the end, but the Q games are also canon.
So it's like the first movie of Pokemon, pretty much.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In fact...
I do have Strikers on file, but I haven't gotten to that yet, and I really want to.
Yeah. In fact, the true ending of Persona 4 Golden actually references the events of this game when they talk about Golden Week.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, interesting. Too bad I won't be able to see that.
Yeah. I mean, you can always look it up.
Yeah, whenever I miss a true ending, like how I did with Persona 5, I just looked it up.
Yep.
Like any other game, I probably would have tried to go for that, but 150 hours of a playthrough? Nope. I ain't going through all that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we will go for Labras. And Ada, just so you know about Labras, so basically she is she is an anti-shadow weapon, just like Aegis, but she was stolen and shoved into the TV world, where her after her memories were tampered. So she had data for all of the investigation team added to her memory bank. So when her shadow appeared, because like her past involved her having to fight and unalive her sisters, she created a fighting tournament which advertised on the Midnight Channel with the entire investigation team taking part, which drew them into the TV world. And they fought her shadow, they saved her, yada yada, long story short. They saved her, met Mitsuru, Aegis, and, Akihiko, and Fuka, who had also come in after Labras. And the culprit takes control of Labras for a little bit to basically say, hey, by the way, I stole Labras, she didn't do all this by herself. So it's like, okay, there is a culprit that we have to catch.
Interesting.
And a part that you missed for this route is that they were doing maintenance on Labras, and when they got a red alert, more shadow readings going on in Inaba. So like, okay, let's go back to Inaba, but then something happened, which we know from the P4 route. Basically, they were captured by the culprit.
Okay.
Hello, Missing No, welcome. Thank you. It's basically, thank you for the compliment about my outfit. It's basically just me in the Yasogami High uniform. Alright, so, now that you're caught up, let's go ahead and switch over to Labras.
Where am I?
Honestly, I kind of want to cosplay as a Persona character soon. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. I would love to cosplay as Labras. She's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
I do Koromaru.
I think I'd probably cosplay as like Ryuji, probably, just not with blonde hair, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I would definitely wear a wig for Labras. Blue skies and azure oceans spread out before my eyes. A gentle breeze brushes my cheek as I stand on a blindingly glistening beach, the sun shining from high above. The sound of the waves is calming. Oh yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention is that the Mitsuru, Akihiko, and Aegis are all working with the police now as a secret organization called the Shadow Operatives, which Labras joined at the end of the first game.
What am I doing here? Wasn't I going through maintenance at Mitsuru-san's place?
I retraced my memories with a hint of bewilderment. Because I had been severely damaged in the recent battles, I was to undergo full repairs at the laboratory in the Shadow Operatives facility. I was placed into a protective case, and Fuka-san explained that was going to happen while Aegis stood nearby.
Oh, this must be a dream then.
I vaguely remember the sensation. It's similar to something I've experienced a number of times before. Fuka-san said she would shut down my consciousness during maintenance, thus I shouldn't be able to dream. Is this a random phenomenon occurring during my reboot process?
I'm dressed like this again.
I'm wearing the uniform from Yasogami High. My arms are human arms. Since what's in one's heart can be reflected in dreams, this must be one of my desires. Still, I know it's nothing but an illusion. I understand, and I won't deny it any longer. This isn't really an appearance that I wanted to recall so soon after what happened yesterday. But it seems the me deep within my heart won't let me be that way. Still, gazing at this scenery, I cease to care about such things. I take a step towards the pier that juts out from the beach. then turn my attention to my internal GPS.
Guess there's no use doing something like that in a dream.
I don't need my GPS to know what this place is. It's where I hid a certain wish in my heart sometime long ago.
It's so beautiful. If this really is a dream, maybe I can keep going.
Yeah, her wish was that one of the future models would meet someone precious by the pier of Yakushima Beach, which turned out to be Aigis fulfilling that wish, meaning the main character from Persona 3 here.
Okay.
Just when I think that, the pier under my feet crumbles and disappears without a sound. Just like that, the azure water swallows me. The sun's light becomes dim, but I feel no anxiety. A mysterious sensation envelops me, as if everyone is near me, and I'm connected with everyone. Eventually, when the feeling of floating becomes stronger, and I lose all sense of up and down, the sea changes into a field of countless lights in the darkness.
Now,
Sea of Souls.
where could this be?
Yep.
It seems I have an odd guest. Oh,
Hi, Elizabeth.
you're that misrepresent. No, press stand? Ah, yes, Miss President. We met the other day.
I turn towards the voice and see a familiar woman in a blue dress. Elizabeth. She gave me a word of caution during yesterday's battle, when I had been turning my eyes away from my true self. She is an unexpected reunion. This is an unexpected reunion with the person who appeared before me like a storm, and that was the same amount of force.
Oh, hi. Thanks a bunch for back then. I didn't get to thank you properly at the time.
You faced yourself and overcame the ordeal through your strength alone. And the feelings of those at the scene certainly helped as well. Still, my assistance was merely the cake under the ice.
Under the ice? I don't know what that means, but this place is beautiful. Where am I?
She means the icing on the cake.
This is a world within people's hearts. Since you are here, it's most likely that you are at
Dimitri, is
rest
that
in the real
a smoke
world.
detector going off on your side?
What?
I don't
I keep hearing like a beep coming from Dimitri, like a high pitched beep. Oh.
No. Also water break.
No.
I don't know, maybe I'm just going crazy.
Now that you have gained a heart of your own and are nurturing it, I wouldn't be surprised if you were to wander here at times.
That all sounds pretty complicated. What are you doing here, Elizabeth?
To put it as Frank would, it is a secret. But if there was something I could say about it, I am yearning for an unseen power.
Huh? You want power too? Even though you're insanely strong already?
Oh, all this talk of power has reminded me of something. It seems you have obtained a new power through that battle earlier. I do not mean to be rude, but my adorable personality cannot restrain my infinite curiosity for such things. Would you show it to me?
Elizabeth.
Oh goodness, Elizabeth.
Hey, hold on now. Are you saying you want to fight me right this minute?
My, how could I have forgotten? A boisterous brawl in this place would certainly not be elegant.
I'm not talking about where we are.
Worry not. I will prepare a worthy stage at once.
Wait, you'll what?
Elizabeth.
Huh?
She flips open the book with a fluid motion. As she does, a blue circle draws itself into the air and the scenery around us changes.
This place.
The tranquil, ocean-like changes into a familiar place. This is the announcement room at the school that I had created. Beyond the glass in this red-stained room hang the corpses of my sisters I had destroyed with my own hands. I feel a lump in my throat as the memories come back to me. I look down and see that my body has returned to its cold, white, metallic one. This is my true form.
Oh, are you a bit shaken? My apologies, but it seems we're being pressed for time.
Before I can sort out my emotions, the aura I feel from Elizabeth begins to intensify. She's coming.
Without further ado, here I come. Your fate is in the cards.
Jeez, Elizabeth. Just coming right at me.
You mean coming right after Labyrinth?
Yeah. Well, at least, nah. At least we got a fight. So this first part's not all just dialogue.
Finally!
True.
You just have nothing but story for like a long time.
Well, yeah, because the actual tournament hasn't started yet. Ah, dang it, Elizabeth!
That's how it is with like King and Off at times. You just have a lot of dialogue for like a single stream. It's like, well.
Well, yeah, especially Persona games.
Yeah, Persona can have that too.
Oh, she cursed me.
That's why I always try to do like side quests on stream, so that way there's like something that people see.
Well done.
Yeah. The only exception I make for that is Persona Q, because it is a lot more fighting than dialogue.
That's fair.
Well done. I have indeed witnessed the power you have acquired.
While I was preoccupied with fighting Elizabeth, I remembered something. This is the place where I faced myself and gained something precious and irreplaceable. Yukun, Mitsuru-san, and all the others. Imagining their faces causes a mysterious strength to well up from within me. Oh yeah, Yu is the official name for the P4 protagonist.
Yep, I told him that.
Yep.
Have I gotten stronger?
I remember so many times you said you, and I thought you like were addressing me. You were just typing you in a weird way, but it's like, no, you is in the character. Oh.
Yeah, it's a Japanese name, I guess.
Well,
yeah, I've heard that's Japanese. I just it never clicks in my head a lot of the time.
I don't think it's common for someone to be just called Yu in Japan, but the reason why they call him that, why they made that his official name, is because, you know, it's a play on the English word you, as in you the player.
I was gonna get to that, but you explained it better than I would.
Yeah. Elizabeth smiles. She calmly returns to the conversation we had been having.
Whether you can accomplish your wish and your heartfelt promise is up to you. If you can't do it, no one else will be able to do it for you. But from a different perspective, that means that anything is possible depending on you. Don't you think it could be perceived that way?
She's right.
If I do it...
That is correct. Though, it would be most important to prioritize overcoming the ordeal that is coming your way.
Huh? What ordeal? Isn't this just a dream?
The ordeal that has made itself known quite close by. I bid you good luck.
Wait, hold on! What's this ordeal you're talking about? What do you mean?
You'll find out soon. The announcement room begins to fade to white and disappear into the distance. I hear a siren-like sound. As if in sync with the siren, Elizabeth begins to grow hazy as well.
Wait! You have to tell me more!
Isn't that always how it works, though? You have some sort of prophetic dream or something your dream is telling you that's like really important, and you wake up just before the important part.
I hate that so much.
That happen a lot of times.
My own voice is lost in the warning sound that crashes over me like waves. I just need to talk to her. Just a little more. Wakey wakey, Labrys. The moment after everything goes white, the laboratory appears in my vision. An ear-piercing wailing sound fills the air. This is the real world.
Good. You're finally up and running. Seriously, I am terrible with machines.
I look towards this voice and see an unfamiliar man in a black pinstripe suit. The man looks frustrated as he fumbles with my case, disconnecting the wires leading from the terminus to my body.
So how about it? Can you move?
Who are you?
I'm Kurosawa, a police detective. Oh, do you know what a police detective is?
Kurosawa. I have no memory of this man, but for some reason I recognize his name. I'm so glad they turned the alarm down, because you cannot hear Kurosawa with how quiet his voice is.
Right? I was about to say, like, please turn off the alarm sooner or later.
This must be information that was inserted into my knowledge database. Begin in personnel scan. Match in iris and voice print. Identified. Detective Kurosawa.
Oh, are you with Mitsuru-san and them?
Something like that.
As far as
Senior
I can...
Rocky.
Yeah, in Reload, he is voiced by the same actor who plays Akihiko in literally everything else.
So that's why I call him Senior Rocky.
As far as I can find in the database, he seems to be a person who can be trusted. He has a long history of private and public interaction with Mitsuru-san and the other shadow operatives.
I'll make this quick. There's an emergency. The car that the lady, that Mitsuru Kurijo was in, has gone missing.
Mitsuru-san? What do you mean?
An emergency? She's missing? Only after hearing this do I pause to re-examine my surroundings. That siren must be in response to these ongoing events. I'm unable to get a grasp on the situation and only become more confused.
We'll talk later. We need to get to the roof.
As he speaks, Detective Kurosawa tosses me a small bundle. I open it to find the Yasukami High uniform I'd been wearing in my dream. Does he want me to wear this?
I gotta go help with some bounty stuff, so I don't know if I'll be back, but yeah.
Alright.
Y'all have a good stream.
Have
Bye.
fun. Hello, Rank. Welcome. Though I'm still perplexed, I put on the uniform Detective Kurosawa gave me and follow him as he runs to the stairway. I see that his weapon is drawn. As we bound up the stairs, I desperately ask him the questions boiling in my mind.
Kurosawa-san, are Mitsuru-san and the others okay? Who took them?
Go quietly. We've got to hurry here. We were being pursued, too.
I'm taken aback for a moment. The shadow operatives may be part of the National Police Agency, but their existence has been kept hidden from the civilian population. The lab's very existence should be hidden from ordinary people, and yet it's been attacked?
Enemies? Hey, I could...
Don't. The ones coming after us are human. On top of that, they're from public safety.
This only confuses me even more. What's going on here? The Public Safety Group are at the very top of the National Police Agency Society Bureau. Yeah, that's a lot.
That was a tongue twister.
Yeah. They should be on our side. Why would they be coming after us? I bite my lip in fear. I thought that I'd finally met people who understood me, and that I finally had a place where I belong. Yet now that I've awakened, I'm being pursued by armored people once more. People who are supposed to be on our side at that. Painful memories of Yakushima return to my mind. I shake my head trying to clear it of these thoughts. But it's not that easy. At that moment, Detective Kurosawa speaks up, as if he can see my thought, as if he can see me, as if he could see through my emotions.
I know it has to be tough, but bear with it. That's how you live, by fighting.
His words snap me out of my reverie, that's it. That's right. The world isn't always filled with things like this. There are people who understand me and accept me, and they all stand right by my side. Had I not made up my own decision to protect these people?
Thanks, Kurosawa-san. Say, want to take a shortcut to the roof?
I love this part.
Oh, no.
With that, I pick up Kurosawa-san and run ahead. I'm going to do everything I can.
Hey, what are you...
I jump and ignite the boosters on my back, then kick off the wall. It's a bit of a rough move, but I determine that it's in our best interest to proceed as quickly as possible in this situation.
Here we go!
Whoa!
Ooh. Or he's probably mortified by now.
We shoot up the staircase to the next landing, where I kick up the wall again to send us flying up the staircase in the opposite direction. I repeat this a number of times, rocketing us up the extremely long staircase and allowing us to reach the door to the rooftop in less than a minute.
You've got some nerve. It's fine. Looks like I can trust you to get things done.
Detective Kurosawa seems pale, but he still stands up, and I see the strength of will in his eyes as he speaks to me.
Well, from here on, this is a battle that only you can fight.
When he opens the door slightly, the chilly air from the outside rushes in through the gap.
I'm putting their lives in your hands.
Kurosawa-san opens the door fully, and the wind whips at us. And another cutscene.
Yep. Oh no.
Go on. Go now!
Go, Labras!
Gotcha! Okay! Hikaru-san, let's go!
Bye, Senior Aki.
Looks like we managed to get away.
We got out in time. It's nice to meet you, Labras. I'm Yukari Takiba.
Oh, yes. I'm Kanemata. Wow, so it's true that you're like Aigus-san. Oh, and this is Koromaru. Huh? A dog? He's not just a pet. Koromaru might not look like it, but he can fight as well.
Beginning personnel
Good
scans.
boy.
Everyone on this helicopter seems to be a member of the Shadow Operatives. According to the new data I was given during my repairs, they're all Mitsuru-san's friends since high school. These people are all comrades who have fought alongside Mitsuru-san and each other.
Takeba-san? You're dressed in a kinda interesting way.
Huh? Oh, this? Yeah, I got picked up suddenly for my job, and I didn't have any time to change. I bet I'm never gonna hear the end of this. Also, you can just call me Yukari. I hope we get along, Labras.
But to think that organization would come after us now at such an important time. If Kurosawa-san hadn't gotten that tip, we'd be doomed. Hey, right. What's going on with those guys?
Who are they again? Public safety?
Oh, that's right. You don't know.
Ken-kun politely explains the situation to me. Some people in the public safety department don't think well of the Shadow Operatives. When Mitsuru-san and the others went missing, public safety took advantage of this confusion and attempted to take control over the Shadow Operatives' headquarters. They'd been trying to move Mitsuru-san from a position, and showed up at the lab in an attempt to confiscate me for evidence. To move this quickly after she disappeared, though, public safety must have some way of knowing what's going on with the Shadow Operatives.
They say Mitsuru-san set everything up. She would never.
I can't understand it either. All this about honor and adult circumstances is foolish.
Yeah, but there are some
thanks,
people
Lily.
in
You have
public
something to
safety
learn.
who don't agree with that. Or else Kurosawa-san wouldn't have gotten that anonymous tip.
Oh, that reminds me. I wonder if Kurosawa-san's okay.
Koromaru says that he's alright.
Huh? Can you understand dogs too, Yukari-san?
Well, no, but I've known Koromaru for a while, and that just seems like what he's saying. I'm sure Kurosawa-san will be just fine.
Foreshadowing.
Yep. Koromaru-san's white fur reminds me of something. Snowy. My friend who I met on that southern island. I can tell from Yukari-san's words that all the other people here in this helicopter know each other very well.
So where are we going now anyway? We're gonna go look for Mitsuru-san and them, right?
Right. It looks like there was an increased shadow reading someplace called Inaba, and they were headed there. We'll go that way for now.
Inaba.
That's right. This could be a continuation of the events from yesterday. An ordeal. Elizabeth's words from my dream echo in my mind.
Don't look so gloomy. I'm sure Mitsuru-senpai's fine. She's got Akihiko-senpai, Fuka, and even Aigus with her after all. Oh, right. You're Aigus' sister, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. I was made just before her, though.
You seem so stiff. You don't need to be so polite with us.
I heard that you were an earlier model than Aigus-san, but you don't seem less advanced at all. You seem perfectly normal. do you fight with that axe you're carrying? Could I touch it?
Simpson.
He's a kid after all.
Oh my goodness. Yep.
The two of them are interacting with me quite normally, even though they know I'm a machine. Even though they must know what happened in Inaba and about my past. That acceptance makes me happy. Koromaru-san is gazing intently at me too.
Yukari-san, have you been able to make contact with Iori-san?
A voice from the cockpit interrupts us. Hikuno-san, Mitsuru-san's maid, is in the pilot seat. Oops, sorry. She seems demure, but if she can pilot a helicopter like this, her skills seem to know no limits. But I've been told that Kikuno-san isn't a persona user. Isn't it dangerous for her to come with us in a situation like this?
I completely forgot. Hold on a sec.
And since you continued.
Not quite yet.
I know, but imagine if it did that.
Yeah. Yukari-san pulls out his cell phone. Seems they're trying to meet with Junpei Iori, another part-time shadow operative, and also a fellow comrade since high school. While Yukari-san's on the phone, I decided to ask Kikuno-san about the doubts I have.
Saikawa-san, you're not a persona user, are you?
Please call me Kikuno. And no, I only have the potential towards the dark hour.
Oh, I didn't know you had that. Even the maids in the Kirijo family are amazing.
They sure
So
are,
that means you
Kenku.
can't fight shadows, right? Then ain't it dangerous for you to come along?
If I have the correct information, then the grotesque monsters known as shadows, our enemies, can only be defeated by people who can use personas. In other words, since Kikuno-san is an ordinary human, she could never defeat a shadow, even if she was the most proficient warrior in the world. If she never encountered a shadow on her own, Kikuno-san would face immediate death, unalive. And yet, she smiles warmly as she answers me.
There are more ways to deal with shadows than the direct method. We've never met in person, but I was involved in the operation to rescue you last time. We all do whatever we can to the best of our abilities to fulfill the roles we've been given. That is what it means to fight.
Wow, she's a true professional.
To be honest, I don't understand. True, Kikuno-san is helping us by piloting the helicopter for us. But if that's all it took, then someone could easily program me with the ability to fly the helicopter, and there'd be no need for Kikuno-san to be exposed to the danger of having to join this operation.
I see.
I can't think of any other words to say, and I look away from her. I end up meeting Ken-kun's eyes, and I feel a little awkward.
It's no use, he's not picking up. This is so important. Why now?
Dang it, Stupe!
That's it, Stupe.
Kari-san puts down her phone and turns to us again. Everyone's attention returns to getting up to speed on the current situation.
Oh well. We'll just have to begin our search on our own.
You know, Kikuno-san, I'm surprised you knew where we were without having to contact us at all.
I traced the GPS signals from your cell phones. We're still partners with the police force, so it's no problem to do that in an emergency. Then again, we've just seen how even that doesn't always help.
You mean about Junpei-san?
It's like he's going out of his way to inconvenience us.
Kari-san sighs with a somewhat astounded expression. As I reflect that this Junpei-san appears to be something of an odd person, Kikuno-san taps her armrest as if remembering something.
Oh dear, I almost forgot. Labra-san, please review these documents until we arrive at our destination.
With that, Kikuno-san hears me
Fuka-san
hold
asked
her.
me to tell you about this, but under the circumstances, would you please look through the material on your own?
As I flip through the documents in the thick file, I notice that certain names appear again and again. Mitsuru, Akihiko, and the names of everyone here. What is this?
It's a summary of the activities that took place 3 years ago.
3 years ago? You must mean... I see. Whoever's behind what's going on is definitely connected to those events.
3 years ago refers to the incident leading to Mitsuru-san and the rest meeting one another. I haven't had the chance to go over it in detail, but supposedly it's the case that became the impetus for Mitsuru-san to establish the shadow operatives. And the bonds that and the bonds that have been formed among each other. They were nurtured through the battles they took part in back then. Such deep connections look radiant to my eyes. I decided that it's important that I learn more about what happened then. As important as learning more about who, or whatever, is behind the events going on now. If I just wanted information on it, I could easily just transfer that data directly into my memory. But by actively reading it like this, I'll be able to understand what happened. Her thoughtfulness of treating me the same as a person makes me happy. Kikuno-san glances at me once more and nods silently, as if in approval.
I think it looks good on you. A proper appearance is important when going out on a grand stage.
Her uniform. Does she mean the uniform I'm wearing? Oh, I get it. She must have been the one who prepared the Yasugami uniform that Kurosawa-san gave me. Her sudden compliment is a little embarrassing, but I can't help but smile. I mean, this uniform, to me, is proof of my connection to Yu-kun and his friends.
Thanks!
Kikuno-san reacts with a small smile, then produces some other items.
Yukari-san, Ken-san, I have acquired evokers and suitable weapons for you.
Wow, thank you! This would be the best for me.
Spear. Ken-kun takes a spear from Kikuno-san and sits back with a satisfied expression. The spear is longer than Ken-kun is tall, but he seems confident. Wouldn't such a weapon be too unwieldy for him to handle?
Kikuno-san, what is this?
Kikuno-san hands Yukari-san what appears to be a large pink bow that perfectly matches the suit she's wearing. Upon seeing it, Yukari-san looks baffled.
It's the ultimate arrow!
I acquired reference material from the publisher and had it made. Don't worry, it's more functional than the prop on your show.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip what Labra said. It's so pink!
Fine.
I'm pretty sure that makes it the best bow ever created, but...
In actual combat, I thought that using a form factor you're comfortable with would be best.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to have a logical explanation like that.
Was my arrangement unnecessary?
Yeah, it was unnecessary. No, it's fine.
I like it. Can I see it for a moment?
As Ken-kun reaches towards the bow with interest, I sense the helicopter tilt slightly to the side. Also, Ken showing that yes, he is still a child, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be nerdy. Hello, hi, welcome. Oh, I just realized that Stream Avatars isn't up, which means it wouldn't have been up yesterday either.
Oh.
Get that open really quick.
We're circling around. Please hang on to something.
The helicopter leans more sharply as Kikuno-san speaks. It seems that we need to take on more fuel before you reach Inaba. I reflect on Elizabeth's words as I look down on the view spreading out below us. It reminds me of that mysterious sea-like place. Sea of Souls. In the air in the helicopter is heavy. Upon reaching the last known location with Mitsuru-san and the others, we immediately saw that the guardrail is broken, as if a car had smashed through it. We looked down the cliff and discovered a black vehicle below, unmistakably Mitsuru-san's limousine. There was no skid marks on the road that indicated braking, and the car's body was seriously damaged. It appeared that it had been going at a very high rate of speed when it hit the barrier. Suddenly, everyone paled in an instant. Everyone paled in an instant. We were all at a loss for words. The driver was the only person in the vehicle, and though he was injured, there were no traces of blood from anyone other than him in the car. We wondered for a moment if the others had been able to leave the vehicle on their own. But if they had, they would have tried to contact us. It also seemed odd that they left an unconscious and injured man behind. Furthermore, there were no footprints around the vehicle at all. We did another search for their GPS signal. There were no signs of their whereabouts. That left us with only one conclusion.
I hate to think about it, But does this mean that they've been captured?
Let us be optimistic and assume that they're still alive. If they were captured, then the enemy values their lives and will do no harm. We do have a chance.
Maybe not to their bodies. I carried the injured driver from the bottom of the cliff back up to the road. Kikuno-san requested a vehicle to transport him to the hospital under the Kirijo family's care. Kikuno-san made this decision, since we wouldn't have been able to explain what happened to a normal ambulance. Also, it's possible that the people from public safety would take him away if we'd reported this to the authorities. Kikuno-san asked the personnel who arrived with the transport to try and ask the driver about what happened when he regained consciousness. That'll likely be difficult, however. If this is similar to what happened last time, the driver would have no memories of the events, much like the people who captured me and transported me to Inaba last time. However, there's no guarantee that the same had happened to the limousine driver. Not long after, we were back in the helicopter, which takes us to where we are now. To be honest, everyone's at a loss about how bad the situation is. Ken-kun tries to change the topic in an attempt to divert us from our worries.
It's amazing that you know how to pilot a helicopter, Kikuno-san. I heard that it's hard to hover in the mountains. Did you train for that?
Only a couple of years ago, but I have taken part in an assault operation involving a helicopter.
You were in an assault with a helicopter? Where?
Just a high school dormitory.
Huh? Oh yeah, I remember that.
I decided to learn how to pilot in the event that if someone attempted the same move, I would be able to respond properly.
Seriously, I have no idea what they're talking about. It's like high school dormitory. Okay, when was there a helicopter assault in Persona 3?
I don't remember that either.
When did we ever see anything relating to a helicopter in Persona 3? Like, excuse me? My understanding has been renewed. It seems that being a maid is a very strenuous and very difficult occupation. This isn't a normal maid thing, Lapras.
Oh, damn. Well, I finally got in touch with Junpei. I don't know why, but he's already at Yasuo Inaba Station, so I told him to stay there. In any case, we should head to Inaba too. We might find some kind of clue there.
Mitsuru-san's group had gone missing before sunset, and it's almost midnight now.
Whoever did this must be the same person who kidnapped Lapras-san. It's unthinkable anyone else would be able to do that. The question is what he intends to accomplish by kidnapping them.
Ken-kun flips through the reports on the events of the case up until now, seemingly lost in thought. What is it to be gained by kidnapping Mitsuru-san this time? And at that moment, heavy static flickers across the video displays within the helicopter.
The strong win, while the weak disappear. Tonight, we will witness the hottest battles in all history. The goddess of victory is waiting to descend upon the ring. P1 fans, are you ready? Are you ready?
Time to let loose and all out war!
The contestants in the previous P1 Grand Prix have returned for another tournament, right on the heels of the last one. These warriors will create another legend here at the world-shattering P1 Ring! These are battles of honor, battles of will. Sparks will fly. Some fight for pride, some fight for glory. Will this be decided by pure muscle, or will a battle of wits determine the outcome? Things are heating up! Tonight, who will win the title of champion? Who will be crowned with the winner's wreath? Whose tale of glory will resound for generations? All that remains are the dreams of the warriors as As the Grand Prix plunges into its final chapter, the P1 Climax is...
barely getting started!
Hey, what was that just now? Weren't those the Persona users in Inaba? It showed Mitsuru-senpai and the others, too.
Yep.
I read the case records. If I recall correctly, was that the Midnight Channel that was being broadcast in Inaba? I was on it too, but it wasn't like that last time.
All of us in the helicopter utterly confused. Who would broadcast something like that, and why? The P1 Climax. It's obviously a continuation of the fighting tournament. Suddenly, the monitor switches to another feed.
Yoo-hoo! Have you been well, Lobby-chan?
General Teddy? But I thought I already...
General Teddy. In the recent P1 Grand Prix, the one calling itself General Teddy turned out to be my shadow. But I accepted my shadow and gained the power to use a persona. But if he's on the screen again, then... General Teddy ignores my confusion and continues.
There's no way I'd go away so easily. I mean, a P1 without me is like a tuna sandwich without the tuna.
He can hear us? Isn't he that weird Persona user named Teddy?
No, he must be the General Teddy who hosted the fighting tournament last time. The record said he'd been eliminated, though. General Teddy, where did you take Mitsuru-san and the others? If you don't give us a good answer, you're gonna pay!
It's past your bedtime, Cubby. If you're gonna keep giving me lip, I'm not going to explain anything.
Explain?
That's right. I mean, the three of you are very important guest stars in the P1 Climax, after all. So you'll participate, of course, right?
What? What are you after?
If you value the lives of the hostages, you yapping pup, you don't have any choice but to participate.
Huh?
The P1 Climax! It's the end of the world! One-on-one deathmatch that's worthy of the name Climax! And best of all, if you don't win the one-on-one tournament to the finish within the hour, the world will end! No punches pulled this time! I'll make myself clear so that no one misunderstands. This will not be taking place within the TV world. It will, in fact, take place in the reality which you occupy. Enjoy it while you can. Alrighty then. Time to show off how that special stage is going.
Okay. Sorry. Trying to let the scene play out.
You're fine.
Video feed switches to something else. Alright, I don't need to turn this one up because it's just the music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, they've all been captured! Just as we thought.
Was that Mitsuru-senpai?
Sonata-san, Aiga-san, and Fuka-san too!
What will be the fate of our captured queen and her loyal minions? Oh, and this is a no-fly zone. We don't have any room in the parking lot for that thing, so you'd better start walking to the battleground. As a little incentive, Persona! Kintoki Doji! Throw him a tomahawk!
Yeah, so this is where it starts to diverge.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't being attacked in the P4 route. With that last command from General Teddy, Manda turns off. After a moment of silence, Kikuno-san shouts from the cockpit.
An alarm? No. There really is a missile coming our way. Evasive maneuvers. Brace yourselves.
A missile?
As soon as Kikuno-san shouts, the helicopter makes a sharp turn and we're all thrown to the side. There's a deafening roar and the helicopter shakes madly, but recovers.
Are we hit? It barely missed, but there's a good chance that it will still detonate.
It exploded! Wait, it's a firework?
Yup, and it looks like General Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
In the moments after the explosion, General Teddy's face was drawn in the night sky with colorful sparks. He even managed to capture his image, taunting us with his tongue sticking out.
He obviously missed on purpose. It was most likely fired from the direction of Inaba.
That is not funny at all! Is he trying to start a war or something? Wait, what is that?
There's something in the distance. It's huge!
Yukari-san points the shape of a gigantic building stretching towards the sky. Something red is writhing around that bizarre structure, trying to envelop the town below it. It's red fog?
I'll zoom in.
Kikuno-san addressed the monitor that had just been displaying General Teddy's laughing face to show us the enormous structure up ahead. I noticed Yukari-san and Ken-kun both tense up when they catch sight of it.
No way. This is just like
Tartarus.
Search and data for Tartarus. Results found. A labyrinth that only appears during the dark hour, and a breeding ground for shadows? It was also the place where a powerful being was going to descend upon the world to bring about destruction. The documents in my hand have a page dedicated to it as well. What I read there confounds me. 3 years ago, when Mitsuru-san and her companions were in high school, something happened there. All I can gather is that they fought desperately in a tower called Tartarus that resembles the one outside. As the red fog grows thicker, the building that Ken-kun and Yukari-san referred to as Tartarus begins to disappear from our view.
I'm sorry to do this, but I have to withdraw before we're shot down.
But we've come so far!
If they fire another one at us, I won't be able to dodge again. Even if it's only a firework, a direct hit can still bring us down.
Hold on, Kikuno-san. Can you drop low enough somewhere so we can get out?
There's no way. If we land, we'll be sitting ducks.
No, once we're out, you'll get out of here. You don't need to land.
What are you saying?
Please, do it! Don't worry. Remember, General Teddy asked us to come on foot. We'll manage somehow.
Understood. I'm looking for a landing site. There appears to be a large shopping center nearby.
Every day's great at your Juness. While dodging explosions from missiles flying mercilessly towards us, the helicopter nosedives, plunging us towards the ground as we move close to the Inaba.
Labra-san, please take this. It may be of use. It contains the data that was taken from the Ergonomics Research Laboratory's top-secret files. The creator's name is Shuji Ikutsuki.
Shuji Ikutsuki. That name was also in the documents that Kikuno-san had given me. He betrayed Mitsuru-san at the last moment 3 years ago, and revealed himself as an enemy. Ever since the unaliving of Koetsu Kirijo, the patriarch of the Kirijo family 2 generations ago, this man took the lead in all the dangerous events relating to the shadows. That's how dangerous this man is. The documents also say that Ikutsuki took his own life.
The file name was Project Puppet Master. I'm not entirely sure if that's a code or a description of the project.
Puppet Master? Could that be something to do with me and Aigis?
I was only able to decrypt a portion of it, but it seems to be data on an experiment involving a plume of dusk.
An experiment with a plume of dusk. So, why are you giving this to me?
It may assist you in determining the enemy's identity. Actually, I found traces of an unauthorized attempt to access this file from outside of the Ergo Research Network. I investigated this and found that the requests made to break in originated from this vicinity, likely from within Inaba itself.
Huh? So someone in Inaba knew about that research before all this started and was looking for it?
Kikuna-san nods silently. Of all the files on the quarantine server to go after, if this one was specifically targeted, then the hacker must at least have known of its presence there. The cyber attack wasn't done by some ordinary hacker who broke into the server and was looking around out of curiosity, which means that the hacker is probably either the culprit himself or someone connected to them.
The firewall prevented the intruder from accessing the file, but the attempted hacker didn't even try to cover their tracks.
What? Who would do this?
The hacker didn't even attempt to cover their access to the server. Could that mean that they wanted someone to know about the existence of this file, even if they failed to access it? That doesn't make much sense. Putting aside whatever doubts we have, Kikuna-san continues on.
It was only in fragments, but the name Sho Minazuki appears many times in those files.
Who is he?
Sho Minazuki? I don't know that name. Could that person be the culprit? At the very least, there's no mistake that this person is deeply related to this case.
I'll contact you once we crack the encryption, but in case it becomes difficult to transfer the data to you, I'll give you a copy.
Then I'll download that data into myself and take a look at the parts that you've managed to decrypt.
That would be for the best.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Kikuna-san hands me a memory card. I insert it into my memory slot and save the data on it into my internal memory. Just as Kikuna-san says, most of it is experiment records. One file remains that cannot be read. Project Puppet Master. What's in that file?
We'll be over at Junes Shopping Center in a moment. Everyone, prepare to disembark.
Hold on, over there! Isn't there someone on the rooftop?
We all peer into the distance. Beyond the haze of the red fog is Inaba's largest shopping center. As such reveals that the place belongs to a chain named Junes. Yeah, it's where you came out of the TV last time. A blurry figure can vaguely be seen on the roof. Yukun? No, it's not you. For a moment, I think of someone I know well. The height and physique of the shape on the roof doesn't resemble anyone I know. Ken-kun raises a pair of binoculars and attempts to make out the figure's face.
That's impossible!
Huh? What's wrong?
It's Ikutsuki.
Huh? No way!
Shuji Ikutsuki? The name leaves me at a loss for words. Perhaps he's mistaken. I open the side door of the helicopter, and a strong gust of wind blows in. I ignore the wind and lean out to get a better look at the person on the roof.
Ah!
The helicopter suddenly attacked in an unexpected direction. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing, Missy No. The vehicle sways alarmingly. It wasn't another missile. When I look again, I see another shape standing near the figure on the rooftop. I knew it.
We're under attack by a persona!
It doesn't make sense. According to the records, Shuji Ikutsuki was never able to use a persona. Is that man on the roof truly this Ikutsuki person?
The enemy's preparing for another attack. Incoming!
Before I can raise an objection, Yukari-san fixes her eyes on the enemy and draws her evoker. As expected from someone who had been in actual combat for a whole year, she quickly makes a decision.
Little persona!
Yukari-san's finger flexes around the trigger of her evoker, but in the instant before she pulls it...
Huh?
Yukari-san's persona appears, creating a whirlwind around the helicopter that repels the shadow attacking us.
What? I didn't even use my evoker yet.
Seeing Yukari-san so bewildered sends a chill down my spine. Being able to summon a persona without the necessary tool to aid in summoning. Tsuru-san and Akihiko-san reported a similar unpleasant experience when inside the TV world. But this isn't inside the TV world. As outlandish and threatening as the situation is, there's no doubt that way in the real world. General Teddy's words come back to me.
I'll make myself clear so that no one misunderstands. This will not be taking place within the TV world.
me. This fog that's enveloping the town is the same fog on the other side of the TV? Sort of.
This is fun.
What? What was that?
A new voice suddenly reaches my ears. Who was that? I look around in bewilderment. Did anyone actually talk? Am I hearing things? Kenkun's shouts break my concentration.
Yukari-san, he's winding up for another one! We're getting off, Koromaru!
Yukari-san still looks confused. When Kenkun notices something and unbuckles his seatbelt, with a spear at the ready. By this time, the helicopter has descended close enough to the roof of Junes that people, and dogs, can easily jump down. Koromaru-san growls and another persona appears. At the same time, Kenkun leaps out of the cabin, stabbing at the enemy persona closing in on us. Koromaru-san's persona and Kenkun's spear both hit the attacking enemy at the same time, and Kenkun drops to the roof unharmed.
It seems you're always taking on the responsibility of saving others, Yukari-san.
Seriously, it's like, again, really? But I'll take this one. After all, I save the world on a weekly basis.
I love that line. After all, I save the world on a weekly basis, referring to her show. Koromaru-san and Yukari-san drop out of the helicopter and nimbly land on the roof. Amazing! Their combat abilities are equal to those of weapons like me or Aegis. Even though they're secondary members of the Shadow Operatives, used only in times of emergency, it seems as if they've been on the team this entire time. I quickly ready my axe and follow them.
Yukari-san, everyone, please, save Lady Mitsuru.
Don't worry, Kikuno. We will. When I look back up to the red sky after landing, I see the helicopter gaining in altitude while maintaining its balance. Thanks to Kikuno-san's desperate resolve and her piloting skills, she managed to safely reach Inaba. I check my surroundings once more while praying for Kikuno-san's safety. This is the Inaba branch of Junes, that department store chain. We're at the food court of its rooftop. Normally there'd be plenty of people here, but it's clearly been abandoned. I mean, it's midnight, so the store would be closed. Nobody should be here.
Where did he go?
Kenkun raises his spear and tries to peer into the fog, making visibility such a problem. I look around, ready for battle as well. Whoever attacked us should be nearby.
Hey, Kenkun. Did you really see Ikutsuki here a moment ago?
Yes. I didn't see him clearly, but there's no way I could have mistaken him.
That's impossible. I mean, Shuji Ikutsuki is...
That's right. Shuji Ikutsuki died 3 years ago. And we were just attacked by a persona. According to the records from that time, Ikutsuki had no persona.
At the very least, it looks like he's not nearby. We can't let our guard down yet, though.
Alright. Talk to you later, Meg. She's right. I scan the area and read no one else here besides the four of us. I say as such, and we lower our weapons in order to discuss our strategy.
Koromaru and I are going to continue looking for him. If that really was Ikutsuki, there's no doubt that he's involved in this case.
Water break.
That's true. Can you and Koro-chan go after that guy from earlier?
But that person seemed to be using a persona. Won't it be dangerous for you two going off on your own?
The two humans look surprised for a moment and trade glances. Did I say something odd?
Don't you worry about me and Koromaru. Even if we run into something we can't defeat, we'll find a way out of it.
And honestly, it's faster for us to split up. I am a bit worried, but I'm gonna believe in you guys.
We have absolute faith in each other after having fought together for so long. It's not that they don't have concerns about one another, but they truly believe that they'll accomplish their goals on their own. I wonder, will these people ever feel the same way about me? After all this time, I realize how the time shared between Yukari-san and Ken-kun separates me from my companions.
So I'll head to the station to get Junpei. It didn't seem like he'd figured out the situation yet.
Huh? Weren't you talking to him on the phone earlier?
I was, but that idiot's phone ran out of batteries or something while we were still talking. But even if I can't rely on him to keep his phone charged, he's still good in a fight, so I have to meet up with him.
I see. He seems like kind of a goofball.
Right? He's always been so useless. Huh? Did I say something funny?
Nah, not really. It just sounded like you were actually kind of fond of him.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I think you're right.
These people trust each other, and they're always thinking of one another. When one of them faces danger, the others always rush to help them. A term comes to my mind. Ideal companions. I wonder how Yukun and his friends are doing. I had the feeling that his group and Mitsuru-san's group are going through similar problems after all.
What about you, Labras? What'll you do?
Huh? I hope Mitsuru-san and the others are okay. Could you please go right to that tower? We'll head over there too as soon as we can.
Yukari-san and Ken-kun looked at me. It doesn't matter to them that I haven't known them for very long. They see me as a companion and trust me.
Right. It's decided then. Labras, you head to that tower. Oh, also... Something felt off when I summoned my persona earlier. You might want to be careful.
You felt it too? It was like... well, it felt like the evoker wasn't working, didn't it?
Yeah, it might be that we can summon our personas without our evokers.
In any case, we should get moving. If what General Teddy said is true, we don't have much time to spare.
Got it. If anything happens, let's meet at the bottom of the tower. Be careful, both of you.
Yukari-san and I leave Ken-kun on the roof and head for the stairs. She and I split up not long after, all of us firmly believing that we'll see each other safely once more.
Wait for us, Mitsuru-san!
I run at my full speed and turn my eyes towards the Lumen Tower. I will rescue her! And Leah will be a butt. Yeah, you being a butt right now, huh? Alright, well, I think I know why. It's almost 6, so I'm gonna go take care of the little brat. So, I also need to use the restroom, so I'll be back in a few minutes. back. So now, we can finally find out what Junpei's been up to. I love this part. I love this little cutscene.
Now's the time you've all been waiting for. It's obvious who the game's MVP will be. The man whose Grand Slam won it in the 9th, Junpei Iori! First off, I'd like to congratulate your team on winning the WBC.
Thank you very much.
What was going through your mind as you entered that batter's box for that last at-bat?
My only thought was how I would lead my team to victory.
Ah, so it's your great focus that led to this result. Still, that was an amazing home run.
All I can say is I got lucky with that hit.
That swing at the critical moment, I got so excited I almost forgot to give the play-by-play.
The ball went a lot farther than I thought it would. I'm very pleased with the result.
Wow! You're so modest. No wonder they call you the Ace Slugger, Junpei. By the way, is there anyone you'd like to dedicate this victory to?
Well, I'd like to dedicate that Grand Slam to my precious girl who's always supported me through thick and thin. I know that I can be a burden on you. I'm not the greatest, but will you marry me?
Yaso Inaba, end of the line. Yaso Inaba.
Sorry, sir, but this is the end of the line.
Oh, I was dreaming.
Yep. Still, though, I think it's really cute that he was dreaming about proposing to Chidori. Thanks so much for waking me up at the best part. I step off the train at an unfamiliar station with the countryside, with a little resentment towards the station worker. Let's see here. Man, it's a tough name to make out. How am I supposed to pronounce that? Oh, it's written out beneath the kanji.
Oh, it's Yaso Ina, but wait, where is this? Huh. Let's see what the shuttle train schedule is.
I check the train schedule and feel myself slipping into despair. Seriously? There aren't any more trains leaving the station? That was the final train for the night?
I've really done it now.
The great feeling that I had only a moment ago withers away at once. What the heck, man? When did this happen? Let's see, I worked a full shift at my job today, and the kids had a game after that.
If you get a hit, you'll be a hero. Are you gonna try for a home run?
It's the afternoon before a long holiday weekend. Normally I'd be busy with my part-time job and top-secret missions, but on days off, I transform into an excellent coach for a boys' baseball team. This is our first game in a while, so I want to make sure these kids win somehow. The game's coming to an end, and we're one run away from tying up the score. I'm talking with Goro, our cleanup hitter, who's getting too much of a swelled head over his position to actually focus on the game. Even if he could get a clean hit, he'll never be able to do it like this.
Of course I am. You made me the cleanup hitter after all. I'm making this a home run, no matter what.
Watch your mouth, kid, or you'll scare the ball away. Now listen up. Don't try to act cool. Just play like you normally would. The team's counting on you.
Goro stops boasting and turns toward the bench. The other kids are cheering Goro on at the top of their lungs.
Goro! Keep your eye on the ball!
You can hit it! The pitcher's totally freaked out!
See, a hero doesn't just hit homers all the time. Even if you mess up, there's guys behind you waiting to help. Now loosen up and do your best.
Gotcha!
That's good advice, though. Goro's face loses the gruff facade he'd been wearing and begins to focus. There we go. That's how it should be.
Thanks, Junpei.
Hey, you're supposed to call me Coach, a screwball. Make sure you stay loose.
I finish off by giving a bit of a hard smack on Goro's butt with my bat after sending him off to the batter's box. Goro keeps his eye on the ball and lands a direct hit, sending the ball flying out past the outfielders. Alright, we're tied! Goro's standing on second base with a huge grin, waving to us. We ended up losing in the end, and all the kids cried. I cried too, of course. Well, it can't be helped. I did help these kids strengthen their bond together, so I should just leave well enough alone.
That was so close, guys. You almost won! All right, let's start practicing again tomorrow. Now, I want you all to remember this at least. If you all work together, you'll never be beat. Okay, we're done for today.
After the game, I said some final words as their coach. If you all work together, you'll never be beat. And that was that. Man, even I think that's an awesome speech. Oh yeah, thinking back on it now, honestly proud how I came up with it. But the kids are still carrying that moment around in their heads.
Yeah, I'm such an awesome coach. It's really worthwhile volunteering for a kids team even after working the night shift.
Because I'm still just underage, I'm not an official member of Mitsuru Senpai's Shadow Operatives, but I've been playing a very active part in some of their investigations. I get sent out from time to check on scenes where low-level shadow readings have been detected. Yeah, the missions are pretty plain, but I'm satisfied with them in my own way. Then again, when I do get sent out, most of the time it's nothing at all. Just like I told the kids, it's about putting out a consistent effort every day. It goes for anything. It's not like I get these missions every day, so in the meantime, I spend a lot of time at my part-time jobs. Even though it's kids' baseball, renting fields and paying for rides to away games gets surprisingly expensive. I gave up on that dream, but I love teaching baseball to kids. It's really fun.
Man, it's like I'm finally starting to enjoy my youth after all this time. Crud. I'm starting to feel sleepy.
And then he falls asleep on the train. And that leads to where I am right now. Not only did I completely miss my stop, I can't even get back home. I'm in a tight squeeze here.
How did I just fall asleep like that? I can't believe I slept through so many stops either. Seriously.
Yeah, that's Stupe for you. I decided to leave the station for the time being. There's some basic vending machines outside, and nothing else. That's actually kind of impressive. Shoot, this is real bad. If something doesn't happen soon, it looks like I'm gonna end up sleeping outside.
Well, what the heck am I gonna do now? I guess I'd better call somebody and hope.
I pull out my phone to call up anyone I can think of so I can get a ride out of here, but surprise, it's not on. I pray that the battery didn't die while I was on the train and hold the power button. And it turns on! No, the battery's in the red! I might not be able to make a single call at this point. Things never turn out well when they're this bad. Suddenly my ringtone echoes in this empty place.
Oh. Hello?
Finally! Hey, Junpei, what were you doing? I've been calling you this whole time.
It's Yucatan. How long has she been trying to call me? Maybe she got dumped by her boyfriend and needs a shoulder to cry on or something? Wait, does she even have a boyfriend? Junpei?
No, stupid.
Welcome back, Meg.
Thanks.
She sounds really ticked for some reason, but meh. She's almost always like this after all. Most important thing right now is charging this phone.
Oh, hey, Yucatan. Can we not talk about that now? My battery's about to die. Hey, what's that noise in the background? It's super loud.
Your phone's about to die? What's wrong with you? Mitsuru Senpai, Akihiko, Fuka, and Igus have gone missing. We're in a helicopter to find them.
They're missing? A helicopter?
We've looked in tons of places for them, but we can't find them. Anyway, where are you right now, Junpei?
Hold on a second. This doesn't make any sense at all. Mitsuru Senpai and the others went missing, and now Yukatan's in a helicopter trying to find them? This is all too much information all at once. I turn around to check the name on the station again.
Somewhere called Yasoina something? I fell asleep on the train and missed my stop, and now I'm stuck out in the boonies.
You're at Yaso Inaba Station? Why?
Huh? Why is she so surprised? I don't even know why I'm here. Okay, fine. It's because I slept through my stuff.
Yucatan, the battery's going.
Fine, just wait there. We'll come get you. I'm with Kenkun and Koro-chan, and we've got Labras here too. She's Aigis' sister.
Huh? What was that? Lahu? Well, whatever. I'll just find a convenience store and,
The phone died. I consider what I should do now, but then again, I'm worried about Mitsuru-senpai too. I'll just have to buy a cheap charger at a gas station or something and call Yucatan back. I may be out in the boonies, but there's gotta be a convenience store open around here. Plastic stupe, yep. I start walking along the road in search of an open store. After walking for some time, I finally see a familiar lighted sign out in the distance. Mayo Mart.
Nice, just what I wanted. I'm starving too, so maybe I should get myself something to eat.
Finally, with some relief over finding a store, my step grows lighter. That's when the lights ahead suddenly go out.
Don't tell me they're closed. What kind of convenience store isn't open 24/7 these days?
No, that's not right. It's not just the convenience store. All the streetlights and lights in the houses have all gone out as well. And somehow the people that I saw inside the store have all vanished too. Even more strange, it didn't get pitch black out. Everything's illuminated in a crazy red light. Is this fog?
What the hell?
There's something familiar about the sight of this town suddenly falling silent. It's hard to call it nostalgic, but just like that crazy thing that should have stopped 3 years ago. The dark hour. Talk about deja vu. The first time I experienced the dark hour back then, I was at a convenience store. Akihiko-senpai rescued me at that time.
Oh, there you are, Junpei!
A voice from behind me makes me turn around, and I see a girl dressed all in pink. Is that Yucatan? What's gotten into her? She's dressed rather odd, but there's no mistaking her voice. Yucatan stops a short distance away from me and glares. She looks mad. Is it because I left the station after she told me to wait there? Even then, she seems way too angry.
Hey, Yucatan! I'm making an effort at least, so... But hey, Mitsuru-senpai's gone missing? What's going on?
Dang, she's really mad. Steady, Junpei. Okay, when you're pitching to a real hard case, you need to throw outside the strike zone, just to test the waters. Throw them off their game and see how they react, right? Yeah, I'm a genius.
So, you look great, huh? Is that your, feather pink outfit? Are you doing an autograph tour out here? Come meet the Feathermen!
I tried throwing my best curveball, but she still looks just as mad. Oh, nuts.
You never shut up, do you? You're nothing but a minor character. A mook, a minion, a loser! Just die and let the world have your body back?
Hey, what? Aren't you being crueler than usual?
Ugh! It's time for your punishment! Bring on the ring!
Yeah, it's a fake. Yucatan suddenly raises one hand as she delivers that cheesy line. With that, 4 red pillars fall from the sky and stab into the ground around us, forming a fighting ring. I don't know what's going on, but this suddenly feels really dangerous. I place my bag on the ground, then pull out my favorite bat and take a cautious stance. Oh, I hate fighting as Junpei.
You're a quick learner for an idiot. No wonder you're a member of the Shadow Operatives.
I look around in search of the source of that voice and see a television dangling from a telephone pole with a... What is that? A brown body, a doofy hat, a cape, and a cane. Is this some local station cartoon mascot that I don't know about? He's saying something about a General Teddy. What? That's his name? And why would a TV be hanging from a pole like that?
Who the hell are you? I don't know what's going on, so you better explain yourself. If this is some prank show, it's not funny.
You really are a yappy idiot. Now let's begin Operation World Destruction. I mean, the one-on-one P1 Climax!
He almost spilled the beans about what his plans is.
P1 Climax?
Yep.
I'm not in the mood to drag this out, so I'll just give a short rundown. The rules are simple. Win and you get to move on. Lose and you're stuck here.
Huh? You mean I have to fight Yucatan?
Don't worry, Junpei, she's not real.
You really are a pain in the
But
ass. If you're not gonna do this, then hurry up and
I'm
die.
alive.
Here we go! Persona!
A gust of wind blows and I recognize Yucatan's persona before me. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Not only are we fighting, but we're doing it with our personas? This doesn't make any sense, and I don't even have my evoker with me. When I look back at Yucatan, she's already got her bow drawn and pointed at me. Oh man, she's completely ready for this.
Whoa, hold on, Featherpink. We can talk this out. I mean, you shouldn't be pointing that at people. Ah!
My desperate plea is in vain, and Yucatan shoots an arrow at me with no hesitation. Managed to dodge away just in time. Nice aim. I mean, wait!
Stop moving around, Junpei. Just give up now and let me kill
I'm
you.
alive. What the heck did I do to deserve this? Looks like I'm just gonna have to run. While avoiding the arrows raining down on me, I start a mad dash towards the train station.
Ow! What the heck?
That's what I said! Only the victor can leave the area. Now hurry up and get this fight started!
It's okay, Junpei, it's not the real Yukari. Reach out to where I hit something, and sure enough, there's an invisible wall there. Guess I can't go beyond those red pillars. Does this mean that I'm seriously in trouble here?
I hope you're prepared. Face me, evildoer. You're no match for Featherpink. Strike out, batter.
Strike out batter? What the heck does that mean? Did I get promoted from a generic bad guy to a villain out of the blue? Well, I guess I'll just have to fight a bit and pray that it's enough to knock Yucatan back to her senses.
Yeah. Desperate times call for desperate measures. How dare you, Featherman! I, Lord Junpei, will strike you down!
Yeah, you're not a lord, Junpei.
Yeah. You're a lord of disappointment and stupidity. But other than that, you're not. Sorry, Junpei.
Final. Fight!
Yeah, you can see the Junpei has an extra thing on this thing. With the bases. And I've never been able to like fully understand how that works.
How unfortunate. Better luck next time.
That was rough.
Yeah. I really don't like fighting as Junpei.
The Mook wins! Keep that up and keep winning!
Who are you calling a mook? Wait, Yucatan!
Not the real Yukari.
The red pillars shatter and Yucatan suddenly starts melting away like a black piece of candy. Interesting description. Just then, what looks like golden grains of sand fly up into the air and flow across the sky. The costume guy on the monitors disappeared. Does that mean the invisible walls I ran into are gone now too? Maybe.
What was that just now? It wasn't a dream, right? I slept a ton on the train after all.
It's not a dream, Junpei.
I pinch myself and look around. Ow! Lights are still on in the city and there's no one around. Could this really be the dark hour? The way that Yucatan disappeared seems familiar too.
Was that a shadow?
Then, was that a fake Yucatan? The convenience store's lights went out. Right around midnight, I think. Past midnight. Reminds me of the Dark Hour that was our battlefield that we fought within 3 years ago.
Did the Dark Hour come back?
The stroke of midnight, the world seemingly stops in time, and the world becomes a place where only persona-using people like us can move around. During that time, people disappear, and the shadows show up instead. Normal people don't even notice that this time exists. At the very least, this situation sure looks a lot like the Dark Hour.
But wait a sec. How'd I use my persona without an evoker?
Those with potential like us are able to summon personas by resolving ourselves to afterlife, but in order to acquire the trigger for such resolve, we usually use these things called evokers that are shaped like weapons. But during that fight, I was able to summon my persona, Trismegistus, just by thinking about it in my head. This feels like it's more dangerous than the Dark Hour. If that's the case, then could the disappearance of Mitsuru-senpai and the rest be related to this phenomenon?
Is that General Teddy guy behind this? We'd better step barefully.
Costume dude told me to keep winning, but I don't know anything about this town. Well, just standing around here isn't going to do me any good, so I guess I should head back to the station for now. That's where the real Yucatan told me to wait.
Let's see here. Which way was it?
I start walking back the way I came, but something's obviously wrong. I mean, I don't think it took me this long to get from the station to the store, and it might just be because of the fog, but the street poles and the streets look distorted. A maze that changes every time you look at it. That in itself reminds me of the past. Was that a girl who needs help? Somebody might be getting attacked by something similar to that monster's Yucatan. I mean, that monster that looked like Yucatan. If that really was a shadow, then there's no way I can ignore this. I'm the Shadow Operative's lethal weapon, after all. I look towards where I heard the sound come from, and I see a giant shopping center, like the one you'd find in the suburbs. The sign says Juness.
Oh, hey, I know that store. Every day is great.
It's at your Juness. I don't remember that place from a moment ago, but I'm positive that I heard the girl's scream come from here. She needs me to rescue her.
Hang on, I'm coming! Shadow Operative Junpei Iori is on the scene!
Junpei, you're not supposed to shout out at the top of your lungs that you're with the Shadow Operatives. They're supposed to be a secret. I force open the stuck automatic door with my hands, and almost trip over a number of things while I run into the building. And water break.
Classic stupid again.
He's lucky that nobody unrelated is here at the moment. Oh, here we go! Theo!
There appears to be quite a commotion.
Sister, I've been wondering since yesterday, but what is going on in the outside world?
I believe you could say that those kids' ordeal is still continuing.
An ordeal, you say?
Yes. In other words, mankind's potential is being tested.
Potential? Sister, where might Elizabeth be right now? Abandoning the duties given to us by our master and going out into the outside world is normally forbidden to us. Why did Elizabeth go through all that just to head out into the outside world? I'm sorry. It was presumptuous of me to ask.
I suddenly feel thirsty. Do you feel like drinking a cola?
A cola, you say?
My, don't tell me that you don't know what that is.
Of course I do. Elizabeth told me about it. An ebon monster compressed into a metal cylinder, waiting for the moment its prison is released to spring into the eyes of the unwary spewing foam.
No, Theo, honey.
Quite.
Theo, sweetie, no.
Well then, I task you with the acquisition of about 100 of these colas.
You want me to do this? But cola only exists in the outside world.
I merely ask for the cola. How and where you perform your task is at your discretion, even if it takes you into the outside world.
Sister.
Yes, what is it?
While I'm out, may I go see what's going on outside?
That would be none of my business. All I asked you to do is go on an errand for me. Shouldn't you hurry? Our master will be returning soon.
Yes, I'll go at once.
I guess it can't be helped that he's drawn to the outside world right now. This current aberrance in the outside world is centered on that red-haired guest. And Persona users have gathered to it, as if caught up in that fate. Even my heart races just thinking about it. It's troublesome having siblings so brimming with curiosity.
To be continued. Alright, so we get to do Yukari or Ken. Or we can continue with Junpei, but he... Well, yeah, we just left off of Junpei's storyline, so we might as well see who that was that he needs to go save. And get the other required Junpei fight out of the way. After I dash into Juness, I rush up the first set of stairs I can find.
Man, there's something about being in an empty department store that just makes me want to run around.
Okay, that's a stupid thing to say, even for me. Anyway, as I say that, I hear another scream. Oh right, I need to rescue whoever that is first. I see what appears to be a rooftop on the other side of a doorway, and I slam the door open. I can see banners for things like takoyaki and yakisoba set up in the open space. Ooh, so this is what shopping centers in the countryside are like. There are two girls standing in the central area, and they both turn to look at me. Could my gallant entry have caught the attention of both of them? One of them is a dark-haired girl holding a fan like a weapon, and the other... Huh? I feel like I've seen her before.
Huh? What the...
That face, that voice. Could it be...
Holy... Whoa! Risette? The real Risette? Seriously?
And who are you?
Just the way that she speaks is like you know she's a fake. She tilts her head cutely and looks at me with eyes brimming with tears. Whoa, it really is Risette. I have her DVDs. What should I do? I'm elated from my unexpected good luck, and I rush between the two girls, reflexively shielding Risette.
I'm the guy who's gonna save you. Don't you fear, now I'm here.
Oh yeah, I pulled it off. I bet that definitely won Risette over.
And you are? After what you've done to the town and how you've been protecting a fake, you must be the culprit.
What now?
Hi, Yukiko. What does she mean, culprit? I'm Junpei Iori, and I protect justice more than anything else.
Don't play dumb. You did such horrible things to Labris, and now you've gotten Matsura-san and the others. Put this town back to normal, at once!
Huh? Who? Wait, isn't that the name of Aigus' sister? Yuka-tan mentioned her. Wait, she mentioned Mitsuru-senpai too! Shoot, I don't think this girl's really misunderstanding me. Or I think this girl's really misunderstanding me.
Wait, there's a misunderstanding. Something's not right here. We need to talk this over.
Desperately try to explain myself, but somebody weakly tugs on my sleeve. I turn around and get an up-close and personal view of the real Risette. She's not real. Oh man, she's cute.
Please, won't you help me? That scary girl is picking on me. She's so mean.
Huh? Okay, she looks scary, but she doesn't look like a bad person. Actually, she's kind of cute.
Junpei, she's underaged.
If you won't come, then I'll make the first move. Go Konohana Sakuya!
Hello, Noah, welcome. We're doing alright. Oh, Persona! That shape that appeared when the dark-haired girl called out was definitely a Persona. Was she a Persona user too? if that's the case...
Persona!
Girl's persona comes flying towards me, wreathed in flames, and clashes with my own persona with a sound like glass smashing into glass. The two personas are locked against each other in combat. Dark-haired girl seems surprised at my ability to summon a persona too.
Like I was saying, can you wait a sec? Why are you doing this? Violence isn't the answer, you know.
Don't waste your breath! I will protect my friends and my town!
On closer inspection, the dark-haired girl's eyes are dead serious. I can sense her powerful determination through the power of her persona. But I can't hold her back any longer. This isn't good. You're a little stressed, but you got off work today? Oh, I'm sorry today was stressful for you.
Whoa!
What a pain! What are you, stupid or something?
Dark-haired girl gets blasted across the area with a scream. When I turn back in surprise, I see another long-haired persona. What? This is a totally unexpected turn of events? Rosette has a persona too? And that persona made that attack just now?
How long are you gonna keep up this stupid charade? Cheap sob stories don't bring in the ratings these days. What use are friends anyway?
What?
Surprised to hear words like that coming out of this cute pop idol. What's wrong, Rosette?
That's not true. I try harder because of my friends. They make me stronger. They give me people to live up to and people to protect. And if you deny that strength, then I cannot lose against you.
Yep, I can understand that feeling. She's right. Oh shoot, does this mean that I jumped into this thing and immediately took the wrong side?
You make me sick. Hey, aren't you supposed to be on my side? Hurry up and deal with her.
It could have been worse. Well, I'm glad it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Yikes, Rosette's face is even scarier than anything I've seen Yucatan pull off. To think that she's this kind of girl when she looks so cute. Appearances can be deceiving, huh?
No.
Though I feel like my words have been crushed, like my world's been crushed, I recall that Yucatan wannabe I met earlier. I couldn't tell if she was real or fake at first either. Could this be a fake Rosette too? Dang, there's no way to tell. Alright.
Hey, say something, you baseball freak.
Sorry.
Huh?
I can't do anything on my own. And people have been helping me all the time until now, too. But because I can't do anything by myself, I want to stay strong for someone else. That's why, even if you're the real Rosette, I can't side with you.
I said it. That was something I learned from back when I was from back then that I've been telling the kids. Well, that doesn't mean that everything you do gets results, though. Even then, I'm only standing here right now because of the support of everyone else.
What's with these cheap cliches? Take a look in the mirror before you say stuff like that. Oh well, I guess it's fine. It would have been more fun if the two of you actually went at it. But I'll invite you both to my last concert before the world ends. Now, bring on the ring!
I don't want to fight Rise, especially as Junpei. The fact that the face of the teen idol I know so well distorts, and her eyes change color into an eerie gold. When Rosette raises a hand, 4 red pillars crash down from the sky through the fog and slam into the 4 corners of the food court. Oh, I recognize this. Looks like I was right.
You're not the culprit?
I'm Junpei Iori, the nuclear warhead of the Shadow Operative Missile. I'm sorry I doubted you.
The Shadow Operatives? You mean Mitsuru-san?
Yep, that's right. Can you stand back a little? It hardly counts as an apology, but I'll take care of this for you.
I would much rather play as Yukiko.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, I think this is the last time you're required to fight as Junpei.
Final.
Be
Fight!
careful of the foot. They might suddenly...
This'll
have the initiative.
Here! Time to run!
There we go.
Amazing!
am too, but dang, I do not like fighting with Junpei. Surprised I did so well, honestly.
Right?
Holy crap. Man, that was tough.
Junpei. Language. Stylish victory, of course. Even though my ears are still ringing. When the red pillars shatter, the fake rosette crumbles then melts. Yeah, that's going to be my personal nightmare fuel folder and for a while. Maybe I can use this as a new story for Junpei's Believe It or Don't. No.
Thank you, Junpei-san. I'm Yukiko Amagi.
Instead of Junpei's Believe It or Don't, how about just don't?
Yukiko-san, huh? Are you a high schooler from around here? Can I ask you something?
Huh? Are you hitting on me?
What? Come on, really? I just want to know what's going on in this town.
I'm sorry. I get caught up with weird people too often. I mean, you've got a beard and a baseball bat.
Okay.
Come on, you're treating me more like a criminal suspect than a dude who's hitting on you. I'm not a bad guy, okay? But I can see how you get caught up in situations like that. I mean, you are cute. When it happens, use the Junpei-style stranger danger technique.
Junpei style? Oh, is that like Hanayagi style?
I do have to censor this one.
Something like that. I teach kids baseball, and I also teach them basic self-defense from suspicious people. Stranger danger technique number 1. First, you have to yell really loud. Always start by yelling for help.
Huh, okay.
Creep!
What?
Like that?
Yeah, that was pretty promising.
Daddy.
Huh?
Yukiko-senpai, get away from him! Himiko!
No, the real Rise is mad. Because she thinks that Yukiko is actually crying out for real help. Rosette is standing near the entrance to the food court, even though she disappeared only a moment ago. Could this be the real one this time? But she has her persona out, and I feel like she's just as menacing as the fake from before.
Get away from her, you perv!
Jerk!
Holy crap, that was close. This is a misunderstanding, Reset. A misunderstanding.
Turns out luck isn't on my side today. Like, it's actively working against me. I get called a creep by my favorite teen idol, and when I learn she has a persona, she hits me with it.
Hold on, Rise-chan. He has a beard, but he's not a creep.
Thank you, Yukiko, for not actually using the word I had to censor.
Huh?
Yes.
At least not a second time. Rosette finally stops attacking when she hears Yukiko-san call out, and I desperately explain what I've been through up till now. But wow, this really is Rosette! The real Rosette! Maybe luck's actually on my side after all.
Never was in the beginning,
I'm
Junpei.
so sorry. I thought Yukiko-senpai was screaming because she was being
Attack.
assaulted. But I'm glad you're okay. I figured that if I came to the food court, there'd be someone else here.
I'm glad you're okay too, Rise-chan. And it looks like you can use your persona to fight now? That's amazing!
It's true that Rosette's persona was impressive, and that and her calling me a creep. Add that in with her calling me a creep, and I feel like this experience is going to traumatize me.
So, this is Junpei Iori. He's supposedly a nuclear landmine for the Shadow Operatives.
Oh, so you're one of Mitsuru-san's team. I'm Rise Kujikawa. It's nice to meet you.
You too. Just call me Junpei. And that's supposed to be nuclear warhead, okay?
No. Nuclear landmine sounds like a huge weakness, doesn't it? That's not what I want to be known as. And again, neither of these two seems to have much interest in me, do they?
So, why are you here, Junpei-san? Are you on duty?
Well, I kinda overslept. And then I found out that Mitsuru-senpai and the others are missing, and this town's been turned into this...
Huh? Mitsuru-san and the others are missing? Are they okay?
Well, the Midnight Channel came on again, and General Teddy said there'd be another tournament. It seems that's where they're being held.
Huh? What's the Midnight Channel? It sounds kinda like an adult-rated cable show.
They've already been captured? We've got to hurry and save them.
Hold on, I'll try searching for them. Oh, but I think I know where they are. They're probably over where our school is on the hill.
Well, my question gets completely ignored. I look in the direction Yukiko-san points and see a long, thin shadow, like a pole stuck into the ground. Could that be all the stuff I've seen in this town so far? The dark hour, shadows. Of course the next would be
Tartarus?
I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it's not too hard to imagine that the tower would show up here, especially with the way things are at the moment. If that's the case, then it'd be 1,000,000 yen, and I'd bet 1,000,000 yen that Yucatan and the others are going to be headed there. Well, if I went there too, I might be able to meet up with everyone.
Junpei-san, is anybody else from the Shadow Operatives here too?
Huh? Oh yeah, I think so. Maybe?
I'm not really listening to her, so my automatic answer probably isn't what she wants to hear. Sudden silence snaps me out of my thoughts, and I see the two girls staring at me, frowning.
Hmm?
Are you really a member of the Shadow Operatives? You seem fishy.
Maybe he's a fake after all.
No, I'm real. Look, all of us have a badge, like this.
Huh.
I practically explained my situation and showed them the badge I carry with me. Even though I managed to get them to believe me, I'm a little ashamed that I don't have much information to give them. That can't be helped, so we conclude that Reset will search the surrounding area with her persona. But isn't it inevitable that I wouldn't know much about what's going on? Then again, it is kind of my fault that I fell asleep on the train.
Well, give me a sec. Himiko, search mode!
Reset's persona takes on a dramatically different form. She closes her eyes and concentrates, so it's pretty obvious that she started searching the area. Wow, it's amazing that she has a persona that can do both search and fight.
I have 4 readings heading towards Yasogami High and that tower. I think one of them is Labris, but I don't know about the other 3.
Huh? Labris is here too?
Yep.
I can't communicate with her because the interference is so bad, but I'm pretty sure.
And those other readings aren't shadows, right?
They feel like persona users. One of them is strangely small, though.
Yep.
It's probably Koromaru. He's a dog.
A dog? Dog can use a persona? How?
I don't know. He just can.
Junpei-san, you seem pretty vague about everything.
Dang. I feel like they're being really harsh without any hesitation. 3 readings that Reset doesn't know. If one of them's Koromaru, then the one next to it must be Ken. The last one should be Yucatan. I tell the 2 girls about the others. Reset continues searching.
Oh, there's someone near here! Naoto-kun! And Kanji? Kanji's reading is pretty weak, though. He might be injured.
You can't communicate with them, right? If they're close, then should we go directly there to help them out?
Yeah, but then we're putting a hold on rescuing Mitsuru-san and her team, aren't we?
Right. So you 2 should hurry to where this Kanji-kun is. I'll keep heading to that tower. Based on what you said before, it sounds like my comrades are going that way after all.
Okay. Oh, but...
Oh, right. That would leave you 2 girls alone. Do you want me to go with you? I mean, if you really want me, I'll do it.
Don't misread it, Junpei. Well, I'm suggesting that the 2 girls might want me around, just in case of... Well, just in case, I noticed that they're both looking at me with blank expressions. Huh? What's going on? Did I say something weird?
Junpei-san, are you going to be okay on your own?
Are you sure you won't get lost? The town's turned into something like a maze.
Oh, that. Maybe they're the ones worried about me? Wonder how low their opinion of me is right now.
I'll be fine. Maybe I don't look it, but I've got experience with stuff like this.
Oh, okay. We'll go meet up with the others before heading to that tower.
Please be careful, Junpei-san.
With that, the 2 girls easily leave the food court. They didn't freak out over this bizarre situation at all. Man, high school girls these days sure are tough. I pull myself together and begin rushing towards that Tartarus-like tower. Ever since I became a shadow operative, this is the first time I've encountered an abnormal situation like this. Basically, the last time something like this happened to me was 3 years ago. While I'm running, I think back on what happened back then, and I remember him. Don't you worry about me, man. I got this. Oh, he's thinking about Minato.
Mm-hmm.
To be concluded. Alright. So next should be Ken and Yukari. So I'm gonna go with Ken. Just because I know who he's about to encounter. Well, the prototype, welcome.
Another dead end.
Did I beat Sakrona?
I have no idea who that is.
Is that one of the people involved in the bounty hunt at the moment? I think I recognize that name from the bounty hunts. Sorry, I don't know every single person. But I think that's one of the people from that. I think that was the other person who was gonna go for Rockruff before I found it. But yeah, I did.
Oh.
If I'm right about that, then yes, I did beat her to the Rockruff. Yes, okay. I sighed for the umpteenth time that day, and Koromaru and I trade glances. While searching for that mysterious shadow that appeared to look so much like Akutsuki, we ended up on the Samegawa floodplain that flows through Inaba. We went down the stairway and drew nest without incident, but from there the town was shrouded in a red mist, and every path twisted like a maze, turning us away from the direction we want to go. Having gone for so long without finding any meaningful information, I was starting to worry a little. In any case, this entire situation, a town filled with red fog at the stroke of midnight, turning into another world, and the appearance of another tower that looks just like Tartarus.
Careful, Koromaru. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if we ran into shadows.
Koromaru seems to nod. Still, this really is like the Dark Hour. It never truly ended. While I had been living my life in peace, like a child, the world was still in danger. So Tree can find Rockruff with own temple in Gen 9? Yeah, there is a static Terra Rockruff that is guaranteed to have own tempo between Medali and Cascaratha. But you can also get Rockruff outbreaks. Because own tempo Rockruff is treated like a special form by the game, you can get outbreaks that are guaranteed to only have Rockruffs with own tempo. The best way to test it is to either catch one or encounter one with either a Pokemon with Trace or an ability that would like reduce its stats or confuse it. Also using an ability that would confuse it would also work too. And I was left out in the cold.
Why didn't anyone tell me anything? I'm definitely strong enough to fight beside everyone else. Being removed from the unit just because of my age isn't fair. Right? Who's there?
I shout out at the fog, and a dark shape nonchalantly walks out of the mist towards us. Koromaru begins to growl.
And you're irritated about it. Is that me?
The shape turns out to be two figures, me and Koromaru. It's like looking into a mirror.
What's the meaning of this? Even if you try to deceive us with those appearances, it's no use.
I feel like a wave of malevolence from the shadow that took my form. I'm ready to spar and take a fighting stance. I ready my spear and take a fighting stance. I'm not deceived. This is definitely an enemy.
Being a child only on the surface, peaceful only on the surface, friends only on the surface. Aren't such things only nuisances? Shut up! I know how you feel because I'm you. Or to be more precise, I'm a perfect copy based on everything there is to you. That's why I can tell what you're thinking, what dissatisfies you, and how much you desire to fight. So what? What does what I'm thinking have anything to do with you?
I can't help but raise my voice at what the other me says. It's as if he can see straight into my heart and say exactly what hurts me the most. I can feel my hands trembling in agitation. Have to calm down. That thing isn't me.
It does involve me. I mean, you want to fight, don't you? Then we have the same objective. What? Persona. Crap!
Crud! Ken. Koromaru's sharp barking brings me to my senses. The enemy appears to have summoned a persona, one exactly like mine, Kolonemi. It attacks, striking directly at me. It's too close. I can't dodge.
Look out, kid!
Kanji!
Hey, best boy.
Oh.
What am I doing? I need to focus. I desperately try to sort out what just happened. Somebody tall jumped in front of me. Did he protect me? The person who was struck dead on by the persona's attack falls heavily to his knees. I'm instantly reminded of another time, when someone else died trying to protect me. I've made the same mistake again.
Damn it! Hey kid, what are you walking your dog around here for? And such a goddamn adorable dog, too.
Huh?
That wasn't what I meant to say. Hurry up and find somewhere safe. Things are dangerous here right now.
You're...
I stared dumbfounded at the man who shielded me. This must be Kanji Tatsumi, one of the Inaba persona users described in the files. I went over during the helicopter flight. He still seems okay. That's a relief. Actually, he appears to have a lot of energy to spare. He must be really tough.
Kanji-kun, here comes another! Sukuna Hikuna, go!
Naoto!
Yay.
Sound of a heavy collision echoes across the floodplain. The fake Koromaru tried to attack Kanji-san, but was hit by the persona of another person who came running towards us through the fog. It's Naoto Shirogane, another persona user in Inaba.
Kanji-kun, you were being reckless again. Are you alright?
Naoto! Grab the kid and get out of here. I'll take care of this.
Bravery and recklessness are not the same thing. We'll do something about this.
Naoto-san turns to face me. Does this person know about me?
You're Kanemata, a member of the Shadow Operatives Emergency Special Suppression Unit, correct? And you're Koromaru-san.
Of course she knows them.
Please lend us your help. We want to return this town to its normal state.
Huh? Shadow Operatives? Are you a persona user too? Wait, does that mean the dog's got a persona too?
Yup.
Looks like we have some more
Shady.
Fine, whatever. Just hurry up and make a decision. Which of you is fighting me? Oh, you don't have to fight, but your captured companions are having their powers drained, and things may become irreversible if you don't hurry.
What? What are you doing to them?
Who knows? Why don't you find out for yourselves? In any case, bring on the ring.
When the other me raises his spear into the air, 4 shining pillars fall from the sky to surround us, glowing faintly.
Yeah, a barrier! Indeed. It must mean that unless we fight and win, we won't be able to proceed any further.
Oh good, you understand. That makes things easier. This will be a one-on-one battle. Can we start fighting already? I can't wait any longer.
Cut the bullshit, you
Hey!
fake! You just said it was one-on-one,
Kanji.
so what's with the dog?
What, this? The mud hardly counts. He's just a weapon after all.
Excuse you. Kanji-san and Naoto-san are standing between me and this stubble, as if to protect me. I step forward past them. I've been too naive. Not only did I let this thing's words deceive me, but I let myself make the same old mistakes I had before. Even worse, just called Koromaru nothing more than a weapon. It's been a while since I last felt this emotion. Can't let this go unpunished.
I had been too conceited. I didn't understand anything at all.
Ken-kun?
Naoto, don't butt into this. Comes a time when a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Ken, huh? I got your back, so settle this for yourself!
Kanji-san takes a seat on the ground. Naoto-san sees this and holsters her weapon and nods to me. It's so awkward, but I'm thankful for their kindness right now.
Thank you. I will win this. Let's go, Koromaru!
As I raise my spear, the image of someone standing protectively in front of me resonates with me. From back then, and again just now. A shadow that looks like me stands before me. If I defeat it, I wonder if I'll be able to change. Oh, he's thinking about Shinji right now.
Mm-hmm.
The other tough guy who's actually a softie deep down.
Yep.
Finally!
Oh, and this Burn My Dread playing in the background, I love it.
I know.
It's no use. Here goes! No dodging this way! Go get it! Straight! Go!
Ah!
You're dead!
Yeah!
What's this? Come on, go! No dodging this way! Are you ready?
Go, 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 go!
Come on! Get him, Koro-chan! Got him!
You did it! We won!
Good boy, Koro-chan!
Yes.
Get out of here, you fake. Just as the document said, the two of them were summoning their personas without having to use evokers. Because of that, I thought that perhaps I would be able to do so as well. And I was right. But being able to summon personas like this would only be possible in that TV world. Has something changed to make this place the same as that other world? While I was thinking about that, I watched the thing that had taken my shape melt into a puddle, like a burning candle. Koromaru sniffs suspiciously at the puddle of black goo and barks once.
Is this a shadow?
Huh? I thought somebody's shadow was supposed to turn into a persona when you beat it.
Kanji-kun, didn't you notice? That wasn't a shadow that came out of Ken-kun. It must have been a fake created to bear his likeness. The most obvious evidence of that is how both fighters were able to summon personas in battle.
Defeating your own shadow makes them into your persona? I see. So that's how you acquired the power of personas.
Yep.
Huh? That's not how it went for you guys?
Yes, we do things a little differently. In any case, thank you.
It's fine. Ow.
Kanji-kun, are you alright?
This boy is hurt.
I'm sorry. It's my fault that you got hurt.
Hey, it's nothing. But, to make up for it...
Yes, what is it?
You think maybe I could, like, pat you on the back or something?
He's not talking to Ken, he's talking to the dog. I suddenly remember something. According to the material I read in the helicopter, the participants in the P1 Grand Prix were all given nicknames that were embarrassing, but had a kernel of truth. And if I recall correctly, Kanji-san's was Beefcake Emperor. What exactly does that mean?
Oh wow, this is amazing! Oh my god, he's an albino Shiba! This is totes adorbs! Shiba!
Oh, you meant Koromaru.
Of course.
Huh? Who else? Who's a good dog? Who's got himself a persona? Is it you? Is it you?
Okay, Kanji, you don't need to baby talk Koro-chan.
We don't have time for this, Kanji-kun. Perhaps later.
Koro-chan is not the kind of dog that you baby talk to. Though most animals do actually appreciate the baby talk.
Right. Sorry about that, Koro-chan.
Kanji-san suddenly lets Koromaru go and pulls himself together before turning to me.
There's something I'd like to ask you, Ken-kun. Did you see the Midnight Channel broadcast that came on earlier?
Well, I have to say, I'm glad that Kanji at least got to pet Koro-chan. After all the times he was denied that chance in the queue.
The one where Mitsuru-san and her friends were crucified, right?
Was that for real?
I saw it while we were in the helicopter. We were searching for them after they went missing.
I see. Then it's quite possible that what was shown on the Midnight Channel was true.
I have no conclusive evidence that the video was real, but we ought to consider that it was. If that fake me wasn't lying, then they're in danger. We have to hurry and rescue them.
Indeed. Please allow me to get a better grasp of the situation first. Are there any other members of the Shadow Operatives here?
There are 3 of us, including me. Oh, and if we manage to meet up with another one who might be here, that would make 4. I came with Yukari-san and Labra-san. It seems that Junpei-san got here on his own as well. We split up at Junes, and we're now on the move separately. Labra-san headed to the tower, and Yukari-san went to find Junpei-san. Koromaru and I are... we're pursuing someone in particular.
Someone in particular? Is this person related to the case?
I don't know yet, but I'm positive that he attacked our helicopter.
I see. All right then. Is there anything you know about what's happening in this town and that tower that suddenly appeared?
Naoto-san points to the tower looming out of the fog. The tower is dimly illuminated by the red light of the moon, and there's an eerie silence. It's just like back then.
Is this reminiscent of the dark hour that you have experience with?
That's...
The dark hour. Hearing those words come out of Naoto-san's mouth baffles me. What's happening here in Inaba is quite similar to the dark hour. The appearance of that tower, the shadows, no matter how you think about it, there's no denying the similarities with the case from 3 years ago. I speak from experience. I can't feign ignorance. But how much am I allowed to tell them about what happened 3 years ago? Seeing me hesitate, Naoto-san looks serious for a moment before speaking up quietly.
You do know something, but it's difficult to explain. Is that accurate?
Yes, I'm sorry.
I can understand well why you're keeping your lips tight, but...
This abnormality may be a continuation of the case we've been involved in. If that's so, then I feel guilty about dragging these innocent people into it. Is this how Mitsuru-san always feels? As I'm lost in thought, Kanji-san slaps me on the back.
Hey, stop playing hard to get and just spill the beans already. You know you can count on us.
Kanji-kun's right. Mitsuru-san and the others are close to us too. They must be saved as quickly as possible. Don't we have the same objective here? And there's no reason that we shouldn't be cooperating with each other.
Funny thing is that they are actually the closest in age to each other, out of any of the other characters. Because Ken was 11 in P3, this is 3 years later, so he's 14. And Naoto and Kanji are second years in this, so that puts them at 16. So they're only 2 years apart from Ken.
Close to you.
Since they call the people I care for close to them as well, and seem to be seriously worried about them, Hold up. Okay, I saw the audio levels weren't moving. It's like, is everything okay? Alright. I don't feel the need to hide everything from them anymore. These people saved me without regard for their own safety, after all.
I see. So that's what happened. But even the document I read reported that Shuji Akutsuki had died. What is going on here?
We exchange what information we each have. Our struggle from 3 years ago? Ordinary people would never understand my story. Naoto-san and Kanji-san listen to me with serious expressions. And likewise, I hear about their struggles last year. Naoto-san tells me that their own experience is something that most people would have trouble comprehending as well. We come to an understanding that we've gained through our struggles in the same as well. The feeling that me, Yukari-san, Labra-san, and even Koromaru-san had while descending into Inaba, and Kanji-san's and Naoto-san's feelings about fighting now are the same. We're all fighting to protect something precious to us.
All right! If that's the case, then it'd be fastest if we just charge straight into that tower. Oh!
Hold on. We should head to Junes for now. It's possible that the others have gathered there. And your injuries are considerable, Kanji-kun. I'll accompany you.
Huh? Don't I have any say in?
No.
Kanji-kun.
Fine.
Oh, that look that she's giving him. She's like, don't you dare argue with me. He's like, fine.
What will you do, Ken-kun? Coming to Jeunesse with us is one idea.
Kanji-san's hurt pretty badly. This is my fault for letting my guard down. Still, would it be right to leave them and continue to the tower alone, just because I'm worried about the others? I still haven't found Ikutsuki either. What's the right answer here? What can I do in this situation?
Hey, what's the holdup? This should be a no-brainer for you.
Huh?
Your buddies are in danger, so you want to go save them, right? And stop wasting your time thinking about it and go.
Kanji-san.
There's no need to be concerned about us. We'll keep an eye out for anyone resembling Ikutsuki on our way to Jeunesse. There's no time. You need to hurry. Once we've met up with our friends, we'll find you again.
Thank you. Koromaru and I will head to that tower.
Ha! That's all you had to say from the start. Careful, though. Another fake might try to jump you like the one here did.
Yes, I know. I won't let my guard down anymore.
Look Kanji-san straight in the eye. He's a tall guy, but I only have to look up a little to do so. 3 years ago, when I was still in elementary school, I looked up at my taller senpais and strove to become like them. Since then, I suppose I've become impatient without realizing it. I lost sight of what was around me. I felt as if I was the only one being left behind.
Good! Now get going!
Kanji-san tosses my hair and puts his hand on my shoulder.
Right. Please be careful, you two.
With a slight feeling of embarrassment, and yet nostalgia, I run off along with Koromaru. These Persona users are a little closer to my age than Mitsuru-san and Sanada-san, and they're different from my other senpai at Gekkokan High. A new meeting and new companions. I'm sure that it's not just my imagination that my heart feels a little lighter now. As I turn the corner, the view before me opens up. I see a slope heading to the tower up on the hill. To be continued. Alright, we have reached exactly 30%. And it's 7 o'clock, so... Guys, sound up in chat if you want to go do a raid. Let's see who's alive. I know some people said they were going to be shiny hunting. Oh, Gardner is live. Okay. So, yeah, let's go ahead and raid Gardner. I'll probably end up hopping into their call, too. Alright, so the redirect. Get his stream loading. And the raid command. Alright, so I will see you guys over there. If you're not already subscribed to Poke Gardner, make sure you like and subscribe when it switches over. And I'll see you all over there. So, thank you guys for watching. And as always, I hope you all have a very magical